Wjbw is made possible by sausage. Stick one in your mouth.
I hear a little bit of feedback in the mic.
These charges are not mine.
Hey, welcome to the JBW Web DBWDD.com or RevRevShow.com. Oh, yes. Fucking asinine.
Can you give me a massage? I love you.
Holla at you. Ow! Ooh, girl.
Seriously.
Hello, Papa.
Some shit like that. You gotta do the Rocky Mountain High.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck with. Boy. Ain't everybody getting Rocky Mountain High?
WJBW.
Wow, we are live outside of
Hey, I'm not ready.
Maxine's on Shine. Are you ready?
I'm so not ready.
The Reverend sitting across the way from me.
That's me.
I am JB Webb at Radio JB Webb on
That's
the
you.
Twitter. I see Harriet Prentice in the house over
That's
there.
right,
We are
Harriet.
from Maxine's on Shine. We're live broadcasting from an outside table. What's up, brother? From an outside table. We've never done this before. We're normally in the chapel, the chapel room, the kissing room back there. But this is our first, and it's a gorgeous evening, so I'm so gracious to be out here. We have a lovely guest, Beth Mckee, which
Yeah.
we will be
Very
speaking with
lovely
here
indeed, I
in a
must
little
say.
bit.
I love your hair, Beth.
We
Thank
have.
you.
Oh yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's purple.
Tie-dyed here.
Yeah, tie-dyed. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to bust into, we're going to dub you a local legend. Have you been in Orlando for 20 years?
I have been.
See? There
I
you go.
qualify.
There you
All
go.
right, look
She
at-
qualifies. That's the biggest.
So we're going to give you that title a little bit later in this session, but they're starting a vaudeville show from Vaudeville Entertainment on the inside of this. So this is going to be an exciting, fun evening where almost virtually anything can happen. After that, we're going to be able to
Anything.
speak with Maxine and Kurt about their recent push forward to get a liquor license for
Yeah.
smaller restaurants here in the Orlando
right.
area. So we got a
They
full
got it.
setup. I don't know if we can take phone calls, but we'll try to open up the phone lines later. But for now, I wanted to say to you, Rev, how the hell you been? Good to see you.
man.
We've been off. You've been off for a couple of weeks. We had a
Yeah.
week off and then another week off, and it's the first time I'm seeing you in a while. You doing well?
Man, I'm doing great.
You're wearing a Black Sabbath shirt.
Hey,
Is that how the mood you're in?
that's the mood I'm in.
Okay. All right. Well,
Bro.
good.
All right.
And I like your hair, too.
We're good.
Thank
See?
you.
See. There you go.
She's got class.
Don't
She's got style.
don't compliment on him on his hair.
Why
Stop
not?
that. That's a rule of the show.
Your hair
No, I'm
sucks.
just kidding. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Got
much.
all man bun in the back.
Well,
Gray
that's where
hairs
the
in the
man bun's
front.
supposed to be.
It's
Anyway.
like no party up front, definitely not party in the back.
Okay, the
Just-
party in the
this
back is
this is a
fenced
hot,
in.
This
Okay.
is a cold mess.
Okay,
It's
thank
not
you.
even hot.
All right, I appreciate your advice.
Hey, all right.
Anyway, so I was going to say there's been a lot going on since we've been kind of off and on,
yeah?
especially
What's
in the
going on?
regards of
I don't know nothing.
the world where these
the world.
young kids marching for their lives. I thought was a remarkable
Did
kind of
you
a thing
see
to see and
what
witness.
Jesse
from
Eagles of Death Metal said about that?
but
And
I'm
he's like,
glad you
people
brought this up because I
dissing
know
him.
you're an average fan.
I
You're a
am.
big
I
fan of
was.
theirs.
I
What did
mean,
I say?
I kinda-
Average fan? Oh,
No, actually,
I know they're your favorite band.
partied
Go
with
ahead.
them. They're not my favorite band. Definitely not. But
I know you're wearing a black
partied with 'em.
Eagles of Black Sabbath metal.
Yeah.
Death metal.
But yeah, he apparently, I'm thinking he was probably
What did he say?
wasted when he said
What-
it. Something
Do
about
you
these
remember?
kids, the blood on the dead kids, are so they skip school, something like that.
It was
Like,
a very Todd, not Todd, never mind.
yeah, come on. What
Do you
got?
remember? Because I just
don't
saw
know
the
direct
article.
quote, but it was
Okay.
something just in the kids
Derogatory
for
towards
skipping school.
It's something like it was a waste of time.
Yeah,
Oh.
like this, and
See.
he even quote. This was a quote. I'm a victim of a mass shooting, but not.
Oh,
I
right.
mean,
The whole thing in France.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I mean, he didn't see 79 people get killed, but 79 people died in that theater that night, and you saw a lot of them
Well,
falling down.
do you think he's saying that though specifically because he thinks maybe things are never going to change? kind of, and maybe that's people have become cynical, and that's the danger, and that's what I want to say kind of in this opening little segment. We dedicate our time every single week to talk with people, learn about people, and I think today in the world that is sorely lacking because people believe they think they know what the other person's thinking. So that's the big problem. So, I think if we can change that, we're just going to keep kind of doing what we're doing in the regards of talking with people. Oh, wow, they're starting the Vaudeville show right now.
So we are here live at Maxine's, by the way.
It's show day for Vaudeville.
I don't think you brought that up.
Entertainment, I sure did. Roxanne LeBlanc is producing and hosting and performing a sold-out dinner show at Maxine's on Shine. Carl Jordan Photography, as we saw our friend Harriet Prentice. So we're going to kind of be able to have a catbird seat as far as what we can see through the windows. I don't think that's how a catbird seat works, though. Anyway, no, that's the opposite of a catbird. Thank you, Beth. We have the authority there in Southern lingo, so I'm excited. No,
I was looking up Ted Nugent's name.
What?
I wanted to get you going on that. No,
So-
I almost called Ted Nugent Todd Rundgren. That's why I said, shut up.
Yeah,
I
don't
love
do
Todd
that.
Rundgren.
Wow.
No, I would never do that to Todd. I'm sorry, Todd.
Do you know him?
No.
You perform with a lot of great people, I'm sure.
I've had some fun, opportunities. Most recent one was when I was invited a couple of years ago to open for the Steve Miller Band at the St. Augustine Amphitheater, but I had to do it solo.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I said.
So you opened for Steve Miller Band solo?
Yes.
Is that what you just said? Oh, my gosh. That's remarkable. Well, see, you've got the chops, and I can't wait to get to our conversation. So,
I'm sorry, I'm shut up.
No, don't stop it. Don't self-correct. This is all about you, this first hour, definitely,
That's right,
for
for sure.
So we'll get to that. We're also going to be able to speak with some of these vaudeville folks. I wanted to read a little bit. They have sword swallowers and
fire eater.
Yeah, fire eaters. Hold on. So it's going to be a crazy night there with them. So hey, Julie, there's our friendly attendant.
love Julie.
Thank you. But again, as we go a little bit later, the Beth Mckee 7th annual Swamp Sisters La La is what we'll be talking about
one of those, please.
as well. This is okay. She's got plenty. All right,
I
good
know.
deal.
See that. That's
So-
why I asked her, not you.
Well, the show is going on inside. The show is also going on outside. We
Kelly
thank the handful of you there that have joined us early. Please kick back. We're going to play a little bit of music while the opening festivities are beginning inside. I don't know if we're too loud. No.
It feels
Can
like the fair.
Can they hear us?
Right.
Yeah. Can we
I'm
hear
sure
them?
they can't hear
Can they
us.
hear us?
No.
Anyway, okay. All right, good. I just don't want to be distracting anybody. It is the JB Rev Show, our weekly undying effort to praise talented people, talk with our talented friends, and make sure we're spreading the good news that people are awesome and conversations are important for the wellness of our society. I have a track here from, was it Nathaniel Rateliff? Badass. S.O.B. Dig this. Be back.
I need a drink.
I'm gonna need someone to help me. I'm gonna need somebody's hand. I'm gonna need someone to hold me down. I'm gonna need someone to care. I'm gonna rise and shake my body. I'll start pulling out my hair. I'm gonna cover myself with the ashes of you, and nobody's gonna give a damn. Son of a bitch, give me a drink. One more night, but it's can't be me. Son of a bitch, if I drink it clean, I'm gonna drink my life away. Now for 17 years I've been going them back. 17 more will bury me. Can somebody please just tie me down? Oh, somebody give me a goddamn drink. Son of a bitch! My heart is breaking, hands are shaking, bugs are crawling all over me. My heart is breaking, hands are shaking, bugs are crawling all over me. My hands are breaking, hands are shaking, bugs are crawling all over me. My hands are aching, my hands are shaking, bugs are crawling all over me. Son of a bitch, give me a drink. One more night, this can't fit me. Oh, son of a bitch, if I can't get clean, I'm gonna drink my life away. Hey, son of a bitch, give me a drink. Son of a bitch, this can't fit me. Son of a bitch, if I can't get clean, I'm gonna drink my life away.
WJBW is made possible by Sausage.
Yo, 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 yo.
WJBW.
The electronics is so predominant that people would really prefer that.
Oh my gosh, welcome back. WJBW, always proud to present the JB Rev Show outside of Maxine's, because inside there is a vaudeville show going on right now, and they are talking all about it. So it'll be cool to speak with those people a little bit later, but right now, I'm so excited and happy that you're here. This is such a quaint, laid-back environment, like just organic and natural. So I'm happy that we're able to have you as our wonderful guest here. Yeah, you're an incredible musician, so let's give you a proper intro.
The local legend.
Local legend session with Beth Mckee. She just barely qualifies, but she definitely qualifies. 20 plus years in Orlando, pumping forward with
That's
the
the
scene.
standard,
We're gonna
20 years.
Talk a little bit about some of the cool social work that the Swamp Sisters does, and also your music in general. Get a little bit more granular into the beginning of your whole career. So grateful that you're here. We're so honored you're in Orlando and from Orlando, kind of emanate from here. You do great stuff. We're going to roll into a couple tracks later. But Beth, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Oh, guys, I'm so glad to be here.
Remarkable.
And what an amazing setting. This feels great.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nice and laid back.
Yeah.
So good deal. So we always love to learn a little bit about people in the regards of, how they started. And you're a great musician. So what I love, you play a couple different instruments as well, I believe, and also sing, right?
Yeah, I sing and I play some keyboard instruments, piano. I like to play the Wurlitzer electric piano and Fender Rhodes, and I like to play Hammond organ, and I also play a little bit of accordion.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to have you over to my house. I've got 2 organs.
So,
do you?
I do.
Yeah, he does. They're like vintage. As soon as you walk into his house, they're pretty cool.
I got a beautiful 2-decker Yamaha white,
wow.
grandiose organ, and then I got a
Liberace, you said.
Yeah,
and then I got a Baldwin Fun Machine.
Oh yeah,
from like the late '60s.
Oh, that is so cool. On my new album, we used some really weird old fun machine. Something called an Optagon.
Okay,
really?
Have you ever heard of that?
I have heard of that.
Yeah. It was fun to play with those little gadgets.
Apparently, the Fun Machine, it was like the first analog synthesizer, because it had the drum machine to the left, and then it had
Yep, I'm into that.
Yeah,
I'm into that.
So how did you first get involved with music? I think it was kind of important to understand that a lot of people may or may not have grown up with it or been encouraged to do it, but how did things kind of get? How did you first go, hey man, this is I've got it. I like this, and it's like I'm
I grew up taking piano lessons, and also playing and singing at church. My first gig, I figured
Right.
out how to get paid.
Yeah.
And they figured out how to get me to go to church.
Yeah.
So they paid you. The church
So they paid me
you.
to be the church pianist.
Oh, okay. And
And
the
so,
pianist.
I got the pianist. And my sister was the organist. And so we would play duos. You know,
Nice.
like piano, and we would work up little...
You do dueling pianos like
well, no, because she was on the organ. She had like one
Well-
of those like organs, but we would work up numbers like rock numbers and pretend that and try and make them sound like classical pieces.
Wow.
Like so, here would be
Was
the
that-
offertory, and we'd be playing Inagata de Vida. And
Where?
stuff.
Wow. Where was this
This
at?
was in Jackson, Mississippi.
Wow. That's awesome.
Very small country church.
Inagata-da-vida.
My origin is in the Cumberland Presbyterian Church on McDowell Road.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were playing Inagata de Vida for the offertory.
Baptist wouldn't let that slide.
No, the Baptist probably would have caught it.
Yeah. What? Inagata-vida what? It's into God we are in.
But
Not-
I never intended to make a career out of it until I graduated from college. I actually studied accounting in college because I was.
Oh wow! What a total opposite.
So you could count the money you'd be making.
I said, "Oh no, I don't do that. I'm not do that." And so, but I realized I wasn't going to be an accountant either. I had my first job interview and with like somebody from the IRS or some of those big accounting firms,
And you're like,
and
"I'm
we
out."
both looked at each other and just went, "Oh!" We screamed and ran away. So after a short career in actual accounting, I moved to Austin, Texas,
Wow.
and that's where I got bitten with the bug.
Oh,
I
interesting.
bet.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
And awesome. That really is the new Music City. You know, I mean,
It was pretty musical back then.
well, I know, but you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying now with
Yeah.
the South by Southwest.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
I mean,
right,
it's
right.
really like, you know,
It's more. It's even. Well, even the Austin
Third
city
Coast.
limits.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes way back as far as I think inbred, and they're a lot like Orlando. I would guess you would be probably better qualified to talk
Yeah.
as to if Orlando is at least a fractal of
Of the
Austin.
coolness that Austin had when I lived there, absolutely. I see it full tilt happening right
missed.
now. You know, I do. I see great things happening in Orlando, and people are being creative, and
Yeah.
the environment makes it easy to be creative.
Right. It's
And it makes
supportive.
it easy.
It's supportive.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just Orlando's. It's a secret.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a secret. We're like Seattle cool secret.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't
Yeah.
tell anybody about them theme parks going on around here.
Well, just keep pointing everybody
No,
towards
yeah,
the
right.
theme
Yeah,
park.
Buena Vista is
real-
that
That's
way.
the
real
theme parks
Orlando,
that
we
pays
don't want
all
them
the
to know.
creative people to come live here.
That's true.
And that starts that creative culture, I think, because it helps, and I think Orlando is every bit of what Austin was when I lived there, if not
See,
more.
well, that's a good point. So you were there like in the 80s or 90s?
I was there in the late
Okay.
80s and early, and
Oh,
then
nice.
moved to New Orleans after that.
When
my
ecstasy was legal.
What?
Was it?
Okay. Cut his
True
mic.
story.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Were the mushrooms legal too?
Everything was legal.
Everything.
Yeah,
There
pretty
you go.
much.
Well, yeah.
That's
In
when
New
you're
Orleans,
that-
nobody cares.
Yeah,
That's
there you
right.
go.
If you drive through a barn and get a daiquiri,
So you were in Austin, and then it sounds like you were saying you went to New Orleans. So
well,
how long?
actually,
How long were each
I
of
got
those
bitten
kind
by
of
the
little-
bug while I was living in Austin, and it was actually by visiting a lot of the blues clubs, because that was in the height of the pre-Stevie Ray height. I mean, Stevie Ray was hot, but he had not broken through yet.
Right.
And his brother Jimmy had a band called the Fabulous Thunderbirds.
That's right.
And a great club called Antone's. And I was just here I was from Mississippi, and I knew blues and had grown up around blues and all that kind of stuff. But to see it like that, just with the touring blues acts that were coming through, were the legendary guys like Albert King and Albert Collins and all the Texas guys, and Stevie Ray and Doug Somm, and just
So you were kind of like lateral to what was going. That's who you were coming up.
I was
in that relative.
So I was observing all that, and also observed some women who were doing it for the first time, really just doing it
See, that's awesome.
Right in front of you like that?
So-
right in front of
Wow.
Okay.
a
Women
lady,
doing it.
named Luann Barton and Angela Straley and Bonnie Raitt was coming through.
See,
and singing.
wow.
And I was like, oh, women can do this. I can do that. I can do it. The blues. And so I moved back home to Mississippi and joined an all-working blues band.
Nice.
And hardcore blues band with a lot of the guys who had been session players at Malico Records, which is still a very important music label that's based out of Jackson.
Right.
And kind of studied it there, and then from there got my chops together and said, okay, now I'm moving back to Austin as a musician.
Whoa, we got
Food is
Carlos.
here.
Carlos is bringing out food. We're
I'm
here
trying to
live,
be linear
live at
with food.
Maxine's.
Okay, live at Maxine's,
We got
talking with Beth
Carlos,
Mckee. If she's ever going to be interrupted, I know that's the way she wants to
Amazing
get
server.
interrupted there with some delicious food from Maxine's. What? Hey, you want to tell us what you brought us? Hold on, let's see if we can get you.
Yeah, just put.
Yeah, there you go, right into there. There you go.
All right, so we brought you our bruschetta and our wine board, our wine cheese lovers board.
Awesome.
Nice.
And what's your name?
My name's
Carlos.
Carlos, you
Yes,
rock. buddy.
Carlos, man.
Thank you, brother. Wow. Look at that.
Thanks,
Delicious.
Carlos.
And
Yeah.
Maxine's on
This
Shine,
is
of course,
beautiful.
always has glorious food options, and I'm stoked to speak with him a little bit later. Have you ever played here?
I have not played here. No.
Wow.
I bet you'll end up playing.
I bet
there.
one day you will.
I
yeah.
need to. I do. I
Yeah,
want to.
it's a great little room.
It is.
So we were talking a little bit kind of about Austin area
Yeah.
and coming up, seeing female musicians kind of
Doing
go,
it
hey,
right
I
in
can
front
do
of
this,
you.
and
I
that
can do that,
was
yeah.
so that was kind of, and that's important to talk about because
is.
you know, we live in a world today where people, you know, we talk about equality and people throw that word around just ever so loosely because anyone who's kind of been held back for what seems to be a silly reason, your gender or your race, can attest to the fact that it's real and it sucks.
yeah.
It needs to go away. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox.
No, you
but-
stay right on it.
But
I'm cool with that.
well, thank you. And so kind of pulling that back into, you know, this was late '80s, early
Yep.
'90s kind of range. Like Jerry was saying, he was just the grunge and all that was about to come out. And what was it? Still here in Orlando was a lot of dance music.
Right.
Like if you tried to pull country in Orlando, you were either Joseph Martin's or not being heard. Right.
Yeah,
At that
we were
time,
going
it was
to,
like,
and country was big in Texas too,
Yeah.
because there were great Towns Van Zandt lived there, and people like David Lindley would come through and do shows, and Steve Earle, and there was just so much.
yeah,
great
there was
music.
a circuit set
so
up.
that was like
Yeah.
Americana, whatever is Americana music now, was happening already in Austin at that time. Of course, everybody loved Willie, as we all
Hell
still
yeah.
do. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, it was a great scene, and seeing women doing stuff and
Yeah.
make being a viable part, and
Be in the
leading
center
bands.
stage.
Yeah,
You know, being
and
the
not just being
act.
a chick singer. Yeah,
Right. A lot. Yeah, there's a lot of backup singers and working together, but it was always ancillary, I guess, to the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
male role, as
Right.
it were. Yeah.
Right.
But and that's great. And I would kind of want to talk a little bit and kind of prep people up because a lot of the work that you do with Swamp Sisters is that same kind of empowerment of
Absolutely.
the community. So we'll kind of create an avenue to that from a future link into our conversation,
Right.
if you can follow me.
We're
Anyway.
gonna have a thread.
I know.
It's gonna be a
Yeah,
thread.
It's going to be a thread.
We're
We're
gonna
not
sew
going to be
this
all
thing
over the place.
together.
Yeah, we're going to make a point at the end of this. It's
I
gonna
even
be
have
great.
another detail to add.
Oh, well, perfect.
To the timeline on that in that theme, and that is that after I had been moved back to Austin, I was invited by my hometown friend and legend, harmonica player Greg Fingers Taylor,
Really?
who for years was known for his guitar harmonica work with Jimmy Buffett.
Wow.
And so he was putting a band together to open for Buffett's summer tour.
Okay.
And he invited me to be in that band because they decided they wanted it to be an all-female band.
Oh.
So it was an all-female blues band that backed up Fingers, and we went out that summer and did a summer tour, Jimmy's shed tour, all the amphitheaters.
Yeah.
And from there, I came home and moved to New Orleans
Okay.
to join another all-female band.
Really?
That was called Evangeline, that was quickly signed to Jimmy Buffett's record label, which
Really?
was
Nice.
Margaritaville Records.
Right on.
And then we toured with Jimmy too, because I had figured out how cushy that life was. I was
Right.
like, yeah, we'll be on your record label. Can we go on tour with you?
Yeah, right? You know that's going to be a good time.
It's a good time.
Yeah,
You get a
no
bus, and
doubt.
you get the good hotels, and skip right
Yeah.
over all that.
What
And
year
that's-
was this?
This was like 1992.
Wow.
Okay. So, and I'll say that's important to, music for a lot of people, like for me, and I know the Rev too, we're kind of the same mindset. Like it's ecclesiastical, when you hear music. So accompanying it with like good food and good friends and, that good vibe is really what I love to kind of participate in just as a appreciator
All
of
the things
music.
should go together.
Yeah, they should.
I'm for that.
So, okay, so you were fostering that whole vibe and going in that direction, which is cool, which is when I listen to your music, I hear a lot of this raw authenticity, but also there's a lightness to it, like it should have when you're sometimes laying down something heavy, right?
Right.
So,
Well, that's what the blues is.
Yeah.
It's
Totally.
like heavy message, light delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't.
Okay,
think
so
of-
cool. So we were like speaking with Beth Mckee outside of Maxine's on Shine. It's such a. I'm so glad we're sitting outside because we can be a little bit rowdier out here. And
Totally.
What's cool is, oh my goodness, look at it. There's
You
a
got the
lot
on cue,
of cool
rowdy.
stuff.
On cue.
Yeah, rowdy. Yeah, cue the rowdy people.
Through the
They're
crowd.
inside doing this burlesque show where they're swallowing knives
Vaudeville.
and doing vaudeville. Oh, burlesque. What did I just made up a word? Burlesque. They're in there doing burlesque. I'm Dan Rather out here reporting live. But no, it's beautiful out here. Now, there's not. Where are all of our friends? Where's all our friends? Everybody's inside there.
Ain't nobody coming.
So we don't have any friends here. Is what you're telling me? Okay.
They're all inside.
All right. There you go.
The show's going on.
All right.
It's sold out, too, by the way, tonight.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
that is.
Well,
That's
good.
awesome.
Well, Maxine's on Shine deserves a lot of kudos and credit
Yeah.
because they've been here kind of spearheading and holding the torch, as it were. And,
Totally.
to a degree, too, I want to say, a lot of the times people with music, and that's where I was going, kind of sell out, whatever people like at the time.
Right.
Right? And there's more people like our good buddy
that's where it's at.
Joseph Martins that stays true to his, kind of feel and look. So in saying that, we're kind of talking about, 90. Okay, so take us from New Orleans, I guess, was the next stop Orlando? Or
Yeah, from
how
New
does that-
Orleans. Well, after a good deal
What-
of time in New
okay.
Orleans and quite a bit of touring, the band I had joined, Evangeline, that was signed with Jimmy's label, Margaritaville Records, by way of MCA Nashville.
Wow.
So I guess I was a country singer
Wow,
for
yeah,
a hot
right.
minute.
Nice.
And, which was weird, going to Nashville to record albums and standing in the record label and looking down the hallway and seeing George Jones in the chairman's
Wow.
office. I'm like, I'm on the same record label as George Jones.
Yeah, that's a
Wow.
big deal.
It was a big deal.
That's a huge
It
deal.
felt like
Yeah.
a big deal to me.
I was at George Jones' funeral with Joseph Martins.
Oh,
that's
really?
pretty
At the
cool.
Grand Ole Opry, yeah.
That's
we were
huge.
sitting 2 seats behind
Oh, wow.
Charlie Daniels.
Well, Jessie, I guess, had played with him when she was younger,
Oh,
too, I
yeah?
think, right? She had played fiddle when she was... Anyway,
I don't know.
all right, I digress.
Legendary stuff. No, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool stuff. Okay, so...
So left Austin
yeah.
to join Evangeline in New Orleans and did that for several years,
Mm-hmm.
and then that band broke up, ended.
What?
Oh, no. Okay.
Ceased to exist.
women
And-
not getting along in a group? What is
No,
this?
that
I've never
wasn't
heard of
It
that.
was
Oh,
just
no, I'm just...
different. People were ready for different things.
So this is Roxy. She's part of the
Oh, hey.
Roxanne.
Hey, Roxanne.
She's getting to take a
How you
picture.
doing? All right, we're in the middle. Oh, you
No,
what
no,
are you doing?
shit, no.
All right, Uncle
just taking a
Reverend.
picture.
All right, there you go. Hey, say hello.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Night at Maxine's on Shine for Vaudeville Entertainment.
That's right.
Very good.
Wish you were here.
Yes.
No doubt.
You still,
no doubt.
yeah, you're going to get the information out there because this kind of thing, I think they recreate and do here. They do burlesque shows here, and this is more of a dinner theater kind of experience with them. So that's super cool.
Totally.
So
Right.
we're sitting out here, the Renegades. Anyway, we're not in watching the show. She came out to check us. Anyway, we're good. Speaking with Beth Mckee, like I was saying. So okay, there we were, kind of the transition from
Being in a signed band to having
band
nothing
breaks
going
up.
on in your life and starting another band, and with a friend who was a guy that I was writing songs with, who said, "I know the perfect drummer for our band."
Who?
But he lives in Orlando. It's a
Oh.
Cuban, but he
Okay.
plays with the Bellamy Brothers, and he lives in Orlando. And that turned out to be the reason I came to Orlando. And we just recently celebrated our 21st wedding
Really?
anniversary.
Oh
so-
my gosh!
Yeah.
Congrats. That's remarkable.
Juan Perez is his name. A legend. Oh, a total
So he
legend.
came here like a drummer brought you here, as it
A drummer
were,
brought
as
me here.
Okay, and then got you hooked and said, "Here's Orlando."
This
Okay,
is- yeah.
so that's awesome. So okay.
Cuban drummer. Yeah.
So all right, so you got here then, and because of the community is the way it is. You obviously found people to play with. Were you doing, what kind of music did you start to move into? Because I know Swamp Sisters, is almost a decade, I think, or at least maybe better than that, right?
7
But-
or 8 years, yeah.
Okay, so before all that, then that would be mid 2000s, or
Mm-hmm.
wait, no, Are we out of the 90s?
Yes, we've left the 90s.
Okay, we left the 90s. We're here in Orlando.
Oh, no, 97. Yeah, I got married
97?
in 97, so
Okay,
came to
you're
Orlando right
That's
around
perfect.
then.
Exactly,
Yeah, so
21 years. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
And then for a couple of years, I was kind of heartbroken by the music industry and was pouty and said I wasn't going to play music anymore, and did some other things. But that didn't last too long, and I actually decided I would get a gig. I needed to make money, and I was going to do it playing music, so I got a gig at the Anglican church playing their pipe organ.
Back to the church.
Organ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the,
not the best choice I ever made.
Oh, really?
Well, it was just not a personality fit, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
So that didn't last too long, but I did get sucked back into the music scene. And Juan had always played around here, so I was it was easy.
You kind of had an in.
I had an in with him. He had
were.
played in a band called the Snooks that was very popular around Orlando in the 80s, kind of played the blues clubs.
Well, there was Peter Scott's, right, in Longwood, I think, at that time.
And there was, I can't remember, the
there
Junkyard,
was a bunch of
something called the
different little
Junkyard.
venues.
Junkyard.
Yeah, and he was very
that
close
was in,
friends with
Castleberry.
And he was very good friends with the guy that had King Snake Records, so he was part of all that. And he and these guys had toured and backed up like Bo Diddley,
right,
Earl King. So
and Sam Rivers,
right,
of course, headquartered out of here as well, with a similar vibe.
Yeah,
but those things are all connected.
It's all very connected,
one kind of way or another.
What delicious food! Thanks for sharing.
Oh, thank you, Maxine.
Yeah.
Our lovely hostess here. No, hello. We're talking to everybody. Hey, we want to talk to you later about
I'll send the sword swallower out.
Okay, you're going to send the sword swallower out, Maxine. Oh my gosh! All right.
Well, tell him to.
We just learned Beth
regurgitate
McKee's
the sword
married,
first.
so to cancel that sword swallower. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. So awesome. Okay, so
I was able to kind of slip into a predetermined kind of blues scene.
Sure.
In Orlando that I may or may not have completely fit into.
Okay.
Because I like blues, and I like blues to sing blues, and I think I can.
Yeah.
And other people seem to, but I think there's a lot more that I like too.
Right. Well, I mean, when I hear your stuff, it's kind of really almost personal, kind of a setup to you. That's how I hear it.
It's like my own little recipe.
It's not. Yeah, it's like your own. It's Beth McKee music. I mean, that's kind of.
It
that's what's
includes
awesome.
everything from the fact that I was obsessed with the Monkees as a 5-year-old.
Let's go.
To being obsessed with Isaac Hayes as a teenager.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever.
Yeah. Well, you see, you got that funk soul, and I I guess that's where I was going. Is that everything kind of is co-joined together in the music world? It's the people that separate it.
I think, and labels.
And labels separate it, right? Yeah.
So let's come up with a new label.
Free range.
Free range music.
Oh, see, good.
There you go.
Free range music. You just let it go where it wants to go.
That's a great description for your sound.
Thank you.
It's free range, and that's a good way to put it.
That's what I'm going to tick. I'm going to write in that little box for all the folders, all the things that you have to, tick off for when you release an album. It's so
create a new music genre.
Yeah, I'm just going to other free range
you
music.
Can't do that. Yeah, write in ballot.
It's not either rock or hip hop or folk.
The talented Beth McKee here chatting with us. We're outside of Maxine's on Shine. Brought some delicious food over, so we'll get a chance to do
a
little bit
of
go ahead.
We can hear?
Yeah, we will. We're going to roll into that in a little bit. But we got a little bit of this session that I kind of want to, kind of encapsulate in this conversation, just because, what. I think, again, as we maybe talk about Orlando, we can move into Swamp Sisters. Tell us about the origin of that organization and group and family.
Okay.
Yeah.
After I had decided that maybe I would play music again and record, I started recording at home and then looking at recording an album in a studio.
Okay.
I decided to release an album of cover songs. By songs written by a legendary Louisiana songwriter named Bobby Charles, who had written songs like, Walking to New Orleans, See You Later, Alligator, I Don't Know Why I Love You, But I Do. He wrote
he wrote In a While, Crocodile.
Yeah, he wrote that one too. and Small Town Talk with Rick Danko in the 70s. Actually, Bobby Charles recorded in that big pink house with the band. back in the 70s, sort of a secret album. He's just
Wow.
and so after that I was touring and again
Charles.
and began to and got to be friends with Bobby Charles, which was pretty awesome. And I decided that I wanted to connect with the women that I was meeting at my gigs because they were super supportive. I could tell they were just rooting for me, you know.
Right.
And so I was just called them Swamp Sisters, and with no thought or about anything, because I had called my publishing entity when I had to sign up for BMI. I called it Swamp Girl Music because I grew up in the swamp. I lived in everywhere I lived now, including here,
Florida,
swamp. And so I think I have a swamp. I'm basically brackish by nature, so which describes the music too, because it's just a little bit of whatever's floating around. So I just called it Swamp Sisters and threw up a group page on Facebook and said, hey, let's just stay in touch and support each other and whatever.
Kind of a what's
community.
that called, community, kind of a encouragement group.
Yeah, a little support group or whatever.
That's what I meant.
Just for nothing in particular, or to exchange. I thought maybe it could be a good old girl network or whatever. If somebody need to find a realtor, but that quickly progressed to me encouraging other women artists to promote their music on the page. And then the page grew, the group grew, and then I thought, it would be really cool if we could, this is fine, we're all virtually friends, but that's kind of creepy. So why don't we find something to do where we actually, see each other in person.
Okay.
And why don't we do something good at the same time? Yeah, a meetup. And why don't we make it be a community
serving
something event? Yeah, that would be fun. And while we're at it, maybe we could feature women musicians. Because, Lord knows there's plenty of those to go around.
And see, that's great, because I think that was a perfect kind of a springboard for what Swamp Sisters
has morphed into.
Has kind of become.
Yes.
Very, I'm sorry, go ahead. So I interrupted.
No. You're probably able to describe it better than me because I get...
No.
But I think it has become something of a little grassroots movement.
Yeah.
And with a bifold mission of supporting women musicians and doing community service. Depending on the community, in Orlando, we tend to focus on fighting local hunger with Second Harvest Food Bank.
Commendable.
Nice.
Remarkable.
Which is an amazing organization.
Yeah.
We have the best Second Harvest. We have the best one, I'm telling y'all.
Yeah.
I know this is the truth. Yeah, our Second Harvest beats all the Second Harvests everywhere.
Now, that's not the synonymous like with the mustard seed, right? That's a totally different organization altogether, right? Okay.
I think they probably work together, though.
I think they do, too, actually.
I think maybe that's where I'm getting that from. Okay.
Second Harvest is kind of like, I don't know. It's, I don't want to say the Walmart of food banks, but it kind of is in that big reaching way, in that they're able with their resources to pull so much food into one place, and then they send it out to smaller organizations like maybe
distribution. They've got it all. Yeah, so they've got the network.
So every year we raise money for Second Harvest Food Bank with our campaign that's called La La Summer Hope, to help them feed kids over the summer months, because in the summer months, there's no school, and no school means no school lunch for a lot of kids.
Right.
That totally rely on breakfast and lunch. So our Lalas are our way to have fun, feature shine a light on some female talent, and help feed some hungry kids.
And the la-la, I guess, define that. That's a kind of where does that
How many
obviously
fun ways
comes from?
can you
Kind
say
of
la-la?
Louisiana, yeah,
la-la.
But is that a terminology?
It's a Creole term.
Okay, so tell us.
So it's a Creole traditional party where that was kind of started probably in the early 1900s in Southwest Louisiana, and the Creoles would have house parties where they would move all the furniture and
they'd bring out the instruments
and bring out the musicians would come and the friends would dance, and they'd have gumbo and beer and lemonade, and everybody would just throw what they could into a pot for a community cause. It might be to help pay someone's doctor bill.
Somebody couldn't pay their mortgage or whatever. Maybe they befell hard times.
Yes.
So it was kind of that goodwill.
And that's a la-la.
Incarnate. Yeah.
That's what you call a la-la.
See?
So we took that idea and formed our own kind of little party around it where musicians gather and friends dance, and everybody chips in what they can for our community cause.
I love that.
I love it
that.
too. Thank you.
And that's great. And speaking of that, coming up May 19th, which coincidentally is my wedding anniversary.
Oh, well, happy anniversary.
So thank you. Which this is an awesome event. And I guess I don't want to. Maybe we could jump to this or spring back to the fringe part of this, because I think there were a couple of years there where you guys were doing a couple of years ago, maybe it was the outside stage.
That's where we still do it.
Yeah. Okay. So perfect.
This is the 7th annual. So 7th year in a row they've been doing this.
This is coming up May 19th of this year, 3 to 11
Fringe
p.m.
Festival.
Free outdoor stage. There you go. And Jessica's involved in that, right?
Yeah, Jessica Polly is the outdoor stage producer.
Yeah, she does all.
Fringe.
That's awesome.
She lines all that, and she's absolutely the one that had the idea. Because I'd had the first Swamp Sisters La La in Orlando. I had it at Park Avenue CDs, who, by the way, is a presenting sponsor and always has been
we
this
love
year.
Sandy.
Yes, I love Sandy too. All the gang. All the gang at Park Ave, just so awesome. And this year, Orlando Magazine has jumped on as a presenting sponsor, too. So I'm very excited to have them help throw our La La.
Plus, this year you've got Kaylee Baker.
Yes, Kaylee Baker's bringing her Sunday Honey brand new band from St. Pete for their Orlando debut.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Betty Fox coming.
And guess who else? One of our favorites, Chakra Khan.
Chakra Khan.
Da Vinci and
Alexandra.
Love Sarton. Yeah,
yes.
So they're awesome.
Yeah, I'm very excited
about
the lineup. And of course, I'll be releasing my new album with my band.
Wow.
And prior to that, the heart and soul of the La-Las is the Swamp Sisters Songwriter Circle.
Okay.
Where we'll be performing for a good 2 or 3 hours in the round, but some with a lot of collaboration.
Yeah.
Like we learn each other's songs and play them together. So it's
kind of like on the fly?
Both. Sometimes on the fly, sometimes we throw a little rehearsal together.
Okay.
And we have quite a few wonderfully talented women that are members of the Swamp Sisters Songwriters Circle. Hannah Harbor's.
I was gonna ask about Hannah. Actually,
yeah, Hannah's.
She just recently had an article in Orlando Weekly.
Yes,
a great article about her coming into her own. And
in a little indie underground.
Yeah. Yep.
Hannah Harbor, Shadow, Pearson.
Okay.
Who has Actomatics is in the group.
Shad. We got Shad.
Quite a few. There's just a long list of women performers that will be. Amy Robbins, who has Maple Sparrow, is a new member of the group.
Okay, cool.
So, we're just kind of having a big time hanging out with each other on stage. And
women musicians feeding men. And that's just feeding young kids.
Feeding children.
Women.
I'm like, what?
We are the world. The feed the men. Okay. Anyway.
I was going to say feed the pit bulls, but okay.
I'm looking at the food and I can't talk and eat, so I'm getting, feed the pit bulls. There you go. We're sitting outside of Maxine's on Shine, and we're getting a little loose. We're going with the flow. Beth Mckee, our featured guest here, local legends session. And, I think to kind of land there a little bit, and I want you to throw in anything else that we may have missed or gone over too quickly, because I'm sure, again, you played with a lot of greats over the years, and you probably have a lot of stories from scenarios and incidents.
Well, there were some fun times in New Orleans, I'll be honest, and there were some fun tours that I was part of with other New Orleans artists. Those are some of my favorite times. And that's also kind of the spirit of collaboration between New Orleans musicians was very inspirational to me.
Yeah.
And I was always hoping to see that, and I think I do see that now more and more in the Orlando music scene.
Well, I think that's a great point, because Orlando is a lot like that, where, somebody needs a drummer and Stevie Abear jumps right in or something like that.
And we play on each other's records.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with the Swamp Sisters Songwriter Circle, too, because that also functions sort of as a mentor situation where I can try to help younger women who are coming up in the business, and kind of say, give them shortcuts that nobody was around to give me.
Don't worry about this kind of thing. It doesn't pay off, but do concentrate here.
Tune your guitar every 2 minutes, okay?
Yeah. But I guess that's a good point too. If anybody in the earshot of what we're doing, is there good advice you would just give to anyone that's a musician, out there today, given kind of what you've been through?
Well, I think the only thing to do
over your career
for anybody, and especially for women, is you just have to be your baddest ass self. You know, you
Yeah.
have to woodshed a lot. That's what I say. Please go practice. Don't make us listen until you've practiced.
Nice. No practicing on stage.
Right. No. Practice it on woodshed. Go work it out. Get your thing together until you love it. And then when you love it, bring it out and own it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, too, it's like you've got to be super real and not overly critical of yourself, but true to who you are.
Who you are. Absolutely.
That's a
Follow
good
your
point.
gut. That was what the advice that Bobby Charles gave me once when I said, "Oh, you're the best, one of the best songwriters in America." I mean, Bob Dylan loves Bobby Charles.
Yeah.
Neil Young loved Bobby Charles. I'm like, Bobby, what? And he said, just follow your gut. Just, just. And I try to remind myself. I've made I could think 2017. I called the year of following my gut, and and I should try to just make that a timeless thing. But it's harder than it sounds.
No, it really is. I agree with you. Because your instinct's sitting there screaming. You think, you keep second guessing yourself, and that's where you can go wrong. But the wonderfully talented Beth Mckee, we are sitting here with remarkable, and again, we freshly dubbed you our little humble title of the local legend. 20 plus years in the
honored.
scene. You're going to keep going forward. And again, May 19th, you can see and experience Swamp Sisters out there at the Fringe outdoor stage. I know we're a little ahead of the schedule, but people listen to these in playback, so it'll be well timed and good. But you can obviously stick around. We're going to cut. Yeah. Oh, you can stick around for a little bit. Okay, so we're going to cut away to a couple of your tracks. So before we do that, I want to make sure we got everything we were talking about. You over there? Is that your hand up?
Yeah, no.
I have one.
You have a good effect on him. He is very well behaved today. I'm so surprised. You've really. You maybe look like Vio. Hey Vio. Vio's like it's not because of that. Maybe because she's beautiful like Dana, and you're just going whatever. Okay, all right. Where were we going? One more thing.
I was going to say that if anybody would like to find out more information,
very good.
They could easily do that by visiting swampsistas.com, or they could find us on social media, Swamp Sisters, and Sisters is spelled with an A, the funky way.
Google that right now.
Google it. And
so good deal. All right, swampsistas.com.
That's correct.
SWAMPSISTAS.
Correcto.
.com.
Sir.
So wonderful. So incredible. So as we go along through the night, now we can eat some food. Before we go do that, I want to ask you your advice on what music I should play, and if you want to talk it in like the old 70s radio, 70s radio scene. All right. So I've got a few of these tracks. You know what I have. I love the.
No, I want to know what you love because that's what I'm going to say.
Dress of Fire.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's from my album Sugarcane Revival.
Yeah.
And what do you think it means?
Well, I'd rather have you tell me.
Oh, but
just
see, I want to know what you say. Oh, okay. No.
So I just think it's you kind of have to go every day being impervious.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like, don't be devoured, but devour instead of.
Yes, that's beautiful. I like that. Yeah.
Okay,
thick skin, thin skin.
There you go. Yeah.
So Dress of Fire, let's play that one.
Okay, beautiful.
I got to play that one recorded that on my own piano in my own living room. I played and sang that one, so it's kind of special to me.
Oh, beautiful. Well, we're going to roll into Dress of Fire from Beth Mckee, and we'll be right back with a little bit more original content here. The JB Rev Show, live from Maxine's After Dark 4.
Since you've been gone, I tried to toe the line. I ignored evil thoughts running through my mind. Your kind of loving never worked on me. Always thought I was who I ought to be. Well, change it don't come easy when all is said and done. As a vein runs through me, I can't overcome. in this living hell. I laid out all my Sunday best, decided it was hopeless, threw out all the rest. I set the table knowing no one would ever come. Here we go again, dinner just for one. I wear my dress of fire, you live like a king. I see you silent choir, perhaps you hear them sing. Temptation was everywhere, in the end I fell. Salvation was never there, I guess it's just as well. I wear my dress of fire in this living hell. Day after day on the highway, I witness things I don't want to see. A skinny dog standing on the roadside, old man with no shoes on his feet. My mama taught me well to know right from wrong. Left me a conscience, won't leave me alone, when all I wanna do is get back home. I hear it calling to me. I can't believe what I read in the papers. story goes. She left the O. Henry ballroom, walking home alone. They found her lying peacefully on the wrong side of the road. Straight to resurrection, wasn't too far to go. On the highway to justice, where her vision roams, always in a party dress and a gossamer coat. She'll put her hand out, beckoning with her eyes. Many have lived the legend, taking her for a ride. Resurrection Mary, dancing all night long at the feet of Jesus in the shadows till dawn. So pretty and young, wide-eyed and tough, till everything went wrong. Resurrection Mary, why don't you come on Many long years we mourned her, her father and I. Now we all share the family plot, and she slips out every night. Resurrection Mary, dancing all night long at the feet of Jesus in the shadows till dawn. So pretty and young, wide-eyed and tough, till everything went wrong. Resurrection Mary, why don't you come on home? Come on home. Come on home. Come back home. Come on home. Come back home. Come on
WJBW, Orlando, Florida. The first quasi-radio web show.
Wow. Yeah.
There you go. The JB Rev Show every week talking with talented people. This week is an awesome week because we're sitting outside of Maxine's on Shine. Inside is Vaudeville Entertainment doing a live show. There's a magician. He's going to come over here and talk with us after a little while. But right now we have the proprietor of this fine establishment, Kurt.
Yes.
Well, welcome to our humble little effort here. It's glorious outside. So you were very wise to set us up out here. It's beautiful.
You like the FedEx package of weather that I had shipped in for the show tonight?
Man,
Special delivery.
I did. I paid for the overnight on
I
that.
saw
I did.
on the I saw on the thing it said no rain, and that my whole worries
No
went out
wind,
the window.
no rain.
Yeah, it's
No,
beautiful.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's so gorgeous out here.
As it should be. That's one of the beautiful things when you get a really great chance to sit outside, and it's just in a quiet little place. We're not worrying about too many cars going by. We're not looking and listening to people walking by and all kinds of noise and madness going on.
Yeah.
But being able to sit out and enjoy life is good in the neighborhood. And
Orlando's the number one neighborhood spot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys are voted in. So
thank you.
You've actually got a lot going on. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm highly grateful you're kind of able to chat with us and give us a little bit of the straight dope of what you got going on. But I mean, you guys have been spearheading a lot of legislation that I guess is going to be coming into fruition here relatively soon. And it speaks specifically to venues like this that are smaller venues. And
it really does, brother.
There was no, liquor licenses in Orlando are very hard to get. You had to pay for them, and there are a few, only a certain number of
Only
them.
the big guys.
So give us a 5,000-foot view of kind of what's going on.
Okay. Well, let's see. Actually, because I want to take that 5,000 square feet and I want to knock it down to 1,800 square feet real quick.
Good.
Because it's really kind of how this whole thing came about, and it was just kind of this. I mean, for so long, only larger restaurants could have a full liquor license at a reduced price. Now, don't get me wrong; they're available to small places like ours. But it's kind of crazy the rules that were out there, and I kind of liken it to this. It's like if the three of us wanted to go to a movie one night, and all of us decided, we were going to go, and then y'all decided that you wanted to go see the latest. You went to see the latest Star Wars movie, but I wanted to see the 50 Shades of whatever it is these days.
Right.
And they said, "Hey, Beth, hey, JB, we can let y'all in, but Kurt, we can't let you in." And I'd be, why? Well, you see, because we only have 100 seats, we're only allowed to show G, PG, and PG-13 movies. But if we had 101, we could show R-rated movies too. And this is the big debate that I've had for a long time. I'm like, why is it that small restaurants can't have the same rights as larger restaurants?
They should get
So
the opposite.
So what we did is we set out about 6 years ago. We were invited to be part of a downtown food focus group. The mayor really wanted to get this started. Thomas Chapman spearheaded the thing and got it together. So there was a lot of restaurateurs, food critics, developers, and city staff that work with people in our industry. And we all got together to talk about how do we make restaurants better in town. I said the number one thing is you got to make it fair so everybody can have a tasty beverage wherever they go. Yeah. So we just, as of Friday night, we have been working on a bill for 6 years, and the governor signed it on. We got the phone call Friday night at 7 o'clock. And thank you. Yes.
Remarkable.
Yeah, really, really cool.
And we can have a Bloody Mary with that
mimosa.
So now what we're doing is we're making it in what's known as the downtown restaurant area for Orlando. It's a small area, but it's a start.
Yes.
Any place that has now at least 80 seats and 1,800 square feet generates 51% or more of the revenue from food.
Wow.
And that's the catch point. That's what I'd always said before. If I'm making 80% of my money off of liquor or beer, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you're not a bar trying to capitalize.
Right. In this case, and that's what we've said. We said, no, hey, we're a restaurant, so let us have the same rights as bigger restaurants do. And we signed into legislation that act, and so now in this greater downtown area, if you have 80 seats, if you get 1,800 square feet, you generate 51% or more from food. You can have this license that only costs. Okay, so you ready for this? This license, which is known as an SFS, a Special Food Service License, that goes into restaurants. If you are eligible for this, it costs you $1,820 a year.
Okay.
Now, what they wanted to charge me before, they wanted me to buy the same license as a nightclub. Jeez. The same license as a nightclub. And by the way, so a nightclub, I love them. I dig it.
Yeah,
I went out there. But by the way,
doubt.
you don't have all the equipment. You're not paying the high salaries of chefs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they're going to charge me the same thing as them. I was priced a license for $350,000 last year, plus interest. Plus a really nice lofty interest rate. So
that's
so let me
insane.
see. You talk about size doesn't matter,
right?
Okay, well we're talking about it, and we did, and that's why we went after. We're like, this is ridiculous. So
good for you.
So
congratulations.
It's pretty cool. We're going to get this going for a lot of different people.
That's remarkable to hear. Well, and what I love about too, what you're saying too, is that even though you got it kind of set up for yourselves here. Right, and the people in this vicinity, you are not stopping.
I'm not
there.
No.
And I heard you say I overheard this, and I was like, "This is incredible," because you do want to push this statewide.
I do. Really, the goal is
it will make Florida so much cooler.
It will,
but that's just it, Beth. I mean, come on, straight up, guys. We live in one of the most amazing places.
We do.
Not in just not in the state, not just in the United States, not on this continent, but in the entire world. And oh my, people come here for that, and you can say it however you want. but that magic dust that happens down a little bit south of here, and then everything that's gone on, and just the whole Epicurean scene and entertainment scene has grown. It's amazing. So now we have a real chance for anybody that has a dream, has a vision in entertainment and small restaurants to be able to come in here and do what they do and provide for the people like we do in so many other walks of life.
It is a great city of opportunity.
It really is.
It's wide open to do, try, taste, do, create.
Yeah. And I love that this legislation brings that to this little kind of epicenter here where a lot of people want to come and check it out, because Maxine's on Shine is really a prime spot in the middle of a residential neighborhood.
Yes, we are.
There's a lot to be said in the regards of what you guys have done and built here. So kudos to you. It really couldn't happen for anybody else more, deserving, because you guys have been constantly pushing forward. And like I think even Maxine mentioned recently, that there was you guys don't necessarily live in this vicinity, but you behave and act as though you live here in Colonial Town South.
Yeah,
right?
Downtown Orlando has always truly been home to us in a lot of different ways, and it's just a continued step forward. And as Beth was alluding to just a few minutes ago, we did have some other really cool news that just happened, and that was that by the readers of the Orlando Sentinel, and the Foodie Awards came out, the readers and the critics named us for the second year in a row best neighborhood restaurant in all of Orlando, and we feel honored because we love our city. We call it the little city that would. That's it, No and that's kind of the same thing with our restaurant. And so just continuing to push and push and push forward, and we're going to continue that for all of Florida. And that, as you were saying,
Bravo.
I want to get other restaurateurs around the state fired up. Stand up for your rights. Go get this done. You have a real opportunity. I don't care. I don't care where they are.
Washington of being able to have a margarita and pair it with your damn seafood dinner that you guys got coming out. But you guys always do great specials here. Everything is always fresh and delicious. So I love that fact that we're able to kind of keep this symbiotic bond with you and broadcast from here every once in a while. And
we love having you.
You're always very accommodating, and we love that. So tonight, actually, coincidentally, you've got some incredible troupe here. It's kind of sold out the house inside of there. They've been going on with a concurrent
normally
show.
You get the chapel, but that's the green room
normally
tonight,
we got tonight the
I didn't mean to
chapel
bump you
is a
curbside,
dressing room. So now we're out here, but it's beautiful outside, so it couldn't have been better. Now, sitting with us across the way is Roxanne, and I've forgotten your LeBlanc. Is that okay? The old. Oh, hold on. Let's get you up there. All right, there you go.
LeBlanc.
LeBlanc. Oh, I'm
French
sorry.
for the
All
white.
right. Very cool. So you are kind of spearheading the Vaudeville Entertainment group.
I am the owner and creative director of Vaudeville Entertainment.
Awesome. So give us a little sense of kind of how that kind of came into being. What you do with it. Okay. And obviously, you're here at Maxine's at one of the cool spots. A very eclectic kind of a setup, and we're going to talk with some of your performers a little later as well. So that'll be awesome to hear. So give us a little kind of.
Oh my goodness, where do I start?
Well, start at the beginning. How did it all get started?
I grew up in Louisiana.
Oh,
huge
wow.
arts and cultural.
We're talking Beth Mckee, the La La. Wow, that's awesome.
And
Give
so,
her a flyer.
I was always really inspired by my surroundings. I come from a small business family. My family owns La Divina Gelateria in Louisiana. Yeah, and so I always was very passionate about variety arts, entertainment. I graduated with a BFA in acting recently, and I'd never really felt fulfilled with that. It didn't give me a platform to do more than just, Shakespeare.
Sure.
And I know so many incredibly talented people, not just here in Florida, obviously, where the market's super saturated for artists, but also in Louisiana, especially in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I just really my dream in life has always been to have my own vaudevillian-style dinner theater house, like a house of vaudeville, a community of artisans that can come together and have a safe place to teach each other and to grow with the community. And I believe that food, and not just performing arts, but visual arts, all play a huge part in that. I love the paintings at Maxine's. When I walked in, I knew my parents got divorced at a very young age, and they never have been in the same room since, except for graduation. They came here to Maxine's on Shine to celebrate me graduating, and I couldn't think of a better place to host that event.
That's
remarkable. And then ever since then, I was here and I saw it, and I was like, oh my God.
You're a great performer, because I am getting goosebumps right now. Is anyone else? I see Beth.
Aesthetic-wise, Maxine on Shine is my dream come true. When I walked in here, there's not one thing that I would change. It is just truly perfect.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I don't have the capital right now to open my own, house of
open your
vaudeville.
own Maxine.
Yeah.
So this will have to do for a little while.
Well, the plan, then it hit me.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't need to do that. I can produce Vaudeville Entertainment with my troupe anywhere.
Yeah.
And Maxine's trusted me and opened their doors to me and have become such a close family for me. And I'm just, because I don't have family here. So it's truly been a blessing.
You see, and I love that backstory because we were just talking with Beth a little earlier, and she created this Swamp Sisters, the La La.
Swamp Sisters, girl!
So, oh my God. So
I'm going to make us some gumbo.
Yeah, see, all right. So that kind of actually ties in with everything, and that's what I love again too, is because you've got kind of this passion, and you can feel it and see it when you speak. It lives and breathes kind of in your head. So I love your vision, and I think Orlando's a great place for you to grow and let it become fertile. Because there's a lot of like-minded people here that support the community theater. Like, have you ever met Wanzi? You know Wanzi? Yeah,
oh my gosh, I've met so many people.
Oh,
it's hard to keep track.
Well, Michael Wanzi is a guy, kind of a classic guy that's been here for a while, and he does all of these.
Well, you have to connect me.
Performance. I will.
Please,
I will
next
connect
time.
you. So he does all of these. But Orlando again with our community here, like we were talking about before, with all of the entertainment going on. There's this little bastion of people that will say, when I'm not doing this paid gig, I'm going to try to keep my craft sharp and focused, and I've got to kind of, be around like-minded people that are going to support.
There's so much more than Disney.
Well,
and
yeah,
Universal,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because
this is intimate. It's the whole experience, the dinner, the theater.
And the both of you've got to have a vision where something doesn't exist, and then bust your butt to make it
and produce it
happen,
and
make it come into fruition.
But
So
it doesn't. Yes, I work relentlessly, but it's truly incredible when you're doing what you're meant to be doing. When you're living your higher power, it just manifests. When you project that energy into the universe, it will come right back. All these people, my incredible performers, I could not thank enough for being here tonight. It wasn't. I just give them a platform. Maxine's just give them a platform, and they do what we love, and we get to share that with people.
And guess what? That platform is calling you, sister.
I know.
You're
I'm
due
about
up
to
on
go
the
belly
stage.
dance. All right, I'll see you guys later.
We got to get her.
All right,
We got to get her back up there.
Roxanne LeBlanc. Thank you.
Follow Vaudeville
thank you so
Entertainment
much.
on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Vaudeville Entertainment. Go check her out because they definitely are a group of talented people that are trying to give you something that's not necessarily conventional. But the irony is, years ago, this was the only way you got entertainment. You couldn't look on your phone, right? You had to go to a place,
you did.
observe something, and be able to sit there and have an experience. So in saying that, we're privileged enough to be able to kind of run through the litany of some of the performers and then interview them and speak to them in retrospect after their session. Well, who are you?
See Skylar.
Yeah, okay, talk in there.
Hi, my name is Skylar, and I'm one of the casting directors and also the lead editor at Vaudeville Entertainment. Just working behind the scenes with Roxanne to bring the art.
Awesome.
This over here.
Awesome. Okay, thank you, brother. Well, thank you. Vaudeville Entertainment. There you go. All right. Well, so now we've got this gentleman here. Hey, what's your name again, bud?
My name's Spencer.
Spencer, buddy. Man, you're a magician. You just got done kind of doing your routine up there,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yeah,
and it's not called a routine, is it?
I mean, that's a good name for it. A routine.
Okay.
It's a set.
It's a set. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. So we've got Tristan sitting down here as well. So what's up, buddy? Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
How
You got
are
your all right. Good deal. You got the cans on. Good deal. Everybody's coming in. All right. So Spencer, give us a little sense of kind of how you first started getting involved with which your act is magic.
Yes.
Correct. All right.
So
awesome.
I do magic.
Awesome.
I thought back on it really hard, and I believe that I started doing it when my grandfather actually showed me one of those really dumb dad magic tricks that he did back at his just to kids in general, and it got me when I was a young child. And then growing up in high school, middle school era, I didn't have a lot of friends, and I thought doing magic would be a way to branch out and talk to people.
Yeah. Pick a card.
It didn't work at all.
Oh, no.
But I don't regret anything at all. When it
was a good experience.
It was.
Yeah.
I was super, not necessarily like a dirt poor, but we didn't have money, so I didn't have like
you got to make
giant tricks.
something
so I
out of
used,
nothing.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
used
a thing.
deck of cards, sleight of hand stuff like that, and that's how I started. I still don't do a lot of like big stage magic like David Copperfield style stuff.
Like putting a body in a box or something like that.
I don't do any of that. I do work for the most part either alone or with just a singular other person with me. So if I do a show, I used to work with a guy named Tim Hoffman. He's out in LA now doing great magic. And now I work with another guy called Dan Gordon. We're actually working together with Hypnotic Entertainment doing hypnosis and magic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's just broadened out. I had this idea of magic, and it's evolved into so many different
your
things.
Preconceived thought of, okay, this is what this is, morphed and changed as you got closer to it.
It's gone over. I think my favorite thing about being in Orlando and doing what I do as a magician is I've been able to present myself as me. I've never liked the idea of a magician, all clean, pristine, going up there in a tuxedo, saying, I'm going to fool you. I like to talk to people, and I like to present it in a way where it's more or less I'm sharing a moment with you.
Like almost the street music magician.
Yes. I'm very street magic style.
Very much kind of...
that's where I started, and that's kind of... I've brought that to my stage show, as I still very much perform as if I'm on the streets on stage. And it's very weird. I've learned over time that there's things that I have to tweak in order to appeal to everybody out there in the crowd.
Right.
But I wanted to keep what I was, and I didn't want to change.
See, and that's awesome, too, because that's really what anyone's craft, skill, art should be, is kind of putting a little bit of yourself into, that whole skill set.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, everybody's going to bring something different. If you're just doing what everybody else is doing, it's like, well, whatever.
Yeah, it's just, that's another guy doing the same thing.
So you like kind of the more cerebral magic, as it were, almost.
I specialize in street magic and then shock magic.
Shock magic.
So... the way that I always describe shock magic is I have a very a trick that a lot of magicians do, actually, but you eat a piece of thread and then you pull it out of your eye socket.
Oh my God.
It creeps people out.
Don't do that.
No, it's the kind of magic that people look at and they don't want to watch, but they can't
you can't
look
not
away.
Watch.
You always watch.
So you're pulling a piece of string out of your...
Yes, and without giving too much
That's
away...
like Jonathan, what's his name? Almost
the Amazing Jonathan.
Yeah, he does more crazy kind of a stuff.
Without giving too much away with that particular trick, there is really a piece of thread in your eye. There's no getting around that. So there's a lot of overcoming your physical body.
Right.
The trick I did tonight, it's one of my classes. It's called Spike Roulette. And it's where there's 4 cups, a spike, and then you choose somebody from the crowd. They point at a cup, and you take your hand and smash it down on the cup.
Oh, my gosh.
I've found a way...
That's insane.
I found a way to elevate it. I used to just use my hands.
Yeah.
And I only did it with myself. And then I started to up it when I worked with Tim. And I actually did a part of a trick where Tim grabbed the volunteer's hand, and I grabbed Tim's hand, and we all smashed the cup together.
Oh, my gosh.
And now I've elevated it. I don't think that I can get any farther than this point, but now when I finish, I actually slam my forehead down on the last cup.
That just scares me even thinking about it, bro.
It puts it into a whole new level, because at first it's just mutilation, and then when you add in the next part, it's more like there's a chance of mortality with it. Granted, I would never do something to hurt myself. But
I wouldn't think. I mean, though, if there was that risk of death, you really don't want to.
You're not wrong. There have been times, and I won't lie. There have been times where people will do things on stage,
right?
Because it's a very you and them. It's not me. They'll do things that they shouldn't do, and at that point, you have to backtrack and reset things that have happened.
Okay.
For instance, actually at this show, the volunteer that I had actually grabbed down and grabbed a cup.
Okay.
And that doesn't necessarily break the trick, but it's never a good
it's like
thing
pulling
when they
back
grab
the
things.
curtain. Yeah.
So
I mean,
I honestly, I literally reset the entire trick up there, and I did it in such a fashion where it works out well. You don't ever want to make your volunteer look bad.
Sure.
Because they're doing what they think is right, and that's what I love about them is they're just so. Oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. So I never get upset at them, but you just have to backtrack at things. So it's weird.
You had mentioned something too about hypnosis.
Yes,
and we'll kind of pin it up because we got Tristan sitting over here as well, and give it here. Let's see, where are you?
I'm right here.
There you go. Okay,
Hello.
good. Hello, my friend. You are the sword swallower.
I am. I'm
oh
that
my
guy.
God. Okay, we're gonna get to you.
He was amazing.
All right, hold on. So we're gonna go over to you in a minute or two, but yeah. So pin this up, kind of talking a little bit about the hypnosis, because I think that's amazing. I guess for some people that works, it doesn't work, or how are you kind of the comparing show proof positive that we're all susceptible to this.
As a magician, I thought that hypnosis was fake. I really did.
Okay.
And then I met the guy who taught me how to hypnotize people, and I found out by the fact that it happened to me that it is indeed real. A lot of people, when they think about it, they think of acting like a chicken and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
when you learn what the art of hypnosis is and the science behind it, it's not really that. Like, it's just talking to the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind won't do anything that you don't want to do. So
like
if you don't
where it's like you don't know it's happening, but you're okay with it happening.
Yeah,
kind of a
most of the time it's the way that I always describe it is
like
if
some of
you've
my
ever-
college years. No, okay,
no, not quite. But if
No.
you've ever driven home sober,
okay,
and you don't remember every single if you've ever driven home and you don't remember every single turn that happened on the way,
right.
But you know that you made every right
Yeah,
turn.
you're in your bed.
That's a state of hypnosis that
Okay.
you just don't know about.
Oh, that's a good point, I
Yeah.
guess. No, I was not driving while intoxicated. I was under hypnosis. This officer.
As a hypnotist, your job is just to put that person
Unlock.
in that state
Unlock
of mind.
that state of mind.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
that's
just to bring them
interesting.
into that state of mind, and then everything else is just through the power of suggestion.
Wow.
Yeah, I
That's
was
remarkable.
very, very shocked when I learned all of this because I thought that it wasn't real until I
kind of understood
until I did it really
the dynamics of it.
Yeah.
Well, and it makes sense a lot. We're talking with Spencer. He's one of the performers for Vaudeville Entertainment. That's here tonight at Maxine's on Shine. You rock. Is there a good place we can send people to go on Facebook?
Hypnotic Entertainment.
Hypnotic Entertainment.
Yes,
.com.
that is one of my.
You will go to hypnoticentertainment.com.
It works that way.
Anyway, all right, cool. Well, thanks so much. If you want to hang out here, you can do that or send somebody else over. But you rock.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother.
Spencer. I agree.
The magician.
This was a lot
I
of fun.
agree.
Thank you.
I do rock. Thank you. No, is that-
Thank you.
All right, cool. Yeah, thank you, brother. So we'll get into a little bit. We'll cut away to some music after a little bit, but. Tristan's sitting right here. It sounds like they're firing up the next round of entertainment in there. But Tristan, man, now we describe you. How you doing, brother?
Doing well.
Good to see you,
Doing
man.
well.
Good. Make sure you're all nice and juiced up on the mic.
Juiced.
I'm all juiced up. Yeah. You are sword swallowing, man, and that seems just insane to me. I can't even fathom it. How did you get into this whole performance art?
Oddly enough, I got to fulfill a childhood dream of running off and joining the circus.
Oh, really?
In 2007 with World of Wonders, a traveling sideshow.
Wow. How old were you when you did that?
25.
Okay, incredible. So
that was 2007. Yeah, 25.
Wow. So, okay, so you were like, hey, I'm just going to go join a circus, literally? Like, I'm going to go...
It actually happened a little bit more by happenstance. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
I was doing Diabolistics, a juggling act.
Okay.
And some friends that I didn't really know at the time was like, hey, that's pretty cool. Have you ever thought about running off and joining the circus? I said, no, but tell me more.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, if we teach you how to drive a nail into your face, walk on glass, eat fire, and breathe fire, would you go on tour?
God.
Would you go on tour with us? And I said, yes.
Wow. So you had to learn to do all that first?
First, and then I ran off with the circus, and then I learned a bunch of more stuff. Straitjacket escapes. I learned sword swallowing, just how to talk in general in front of a big giant crowd.
Right, okay.
Through a grind show style show.
Yeah. So you kind of had that embedded in your whole training. That was my crash
training
course of boom.
Three
gotta
months
be able
on
to do
tour.
that. Who are some of the people that you've met that were kind of the masters of these crafts?
Red Stewart is the person who taught me sword swallowing.
Okay.
I ran off with the circus who was run by Ward Hall, the king of sideshow. I met a lot of big names along the way. Harley Newman, who laid on a bed of one single nail.
What?
Absolutely.
Laid on one nail? Like
one
parallel
single nail,
to the...
and he balanced his entire body.
Oh, my gosh. How big is the nail?
I believe it was like a big 60-penny nail.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
but still.
It was like right in dead center of his back, and
yeah,
he
you've got to have
on it.
perfect balance.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So incredible. Okay, so bring us through kind of this process of because obviously you do more than just sword swallowing in the sense of, what your performance art is. But in saying that, keep kind of peeling back that.
Okay. I run the full gamut of sideshow. Like, if it's strange, odd, and unusual, I do it. It's not magic. It's very, very real.
Yeah.
So I eat light bulbs. I do mental flossing. Also,
what is mental flossing? Is it like he was saying with the eye through the...
Close, but
Okay.
I take an object, usually like a balloon or a condom, and I'll take it in my nose and I'll bring it out my mouth and just kind of slide it back and forth.
Oh my gosh!
Because where there is no brain, there is no pain.
Yeah, I guess. But I guess that's a common kind of an area to be able to do that safely.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like have you had a lot of afflictions, or where do you have to kind of learn to do it, or put up with pain, or?
It's pain is a part of like what we do,
Yeah.
and we do it for the art. So it's not really pain; it's more like slight discomfort.
Okay.
And
makes
pain
sense.
goes away.
Right.
And everybody's memories of your performance last a lifetime.
There you go.
So
That's
it's
a good way to
definitely
put it.
worth to push your body, push to the utter means of what you can do. In 2010, I got to be on America's Got Talent, where I was the first person
Wow.
ever to swallow a moving drill bit.
Oh my gosh!
And
I think I remember seeing you. Wow, was that for 2010?
That was 2010 here in
Okay.
Orlando.
Awesome.
And the idea came to me, and I took 3 months to figure out how to do it safely.
Okay.
And once I figured out how to do it safely, that's when I performed it.
Okay.
I did the same thing with swallowing a flaming sword.
Oh my gosh.
I took a sword, I lit it on fire, I swallowed it, brought it back out still on fire, and it took me months to figure out how to do this safely. And tonight, I did something that actually pushed it even further.
Yeah. So
I got into a straitjacket, I swallowed a sword, I broke out of the straitjacket, and then pulled the sword out.
Jeez.
And that was probably one of the most intense things I've done so far.
And the people here at Maxine's that paid to come, view this experience at the sold out show here, really saw that firsthand. But as you're describing it, it just almost sounds unreal. Swallow in the straitjacket with the sword. What are some things that you look at like super challenges? Are there things that you're trying to master right now in the regards of, hey, I want to do XYZ? This would kind of clarify, set me apart from what everybody else does?
One of the things that I'm actually training myself to do right now is to keep a sword in my body for a long period of time.
Okay. Is there like a Guinness World Record or something?
There is. It's right now. It's at 3 minutes and 45
That's
seconds.
all?
And now
That
I want to
sounds-
beat it.
Wow.
So I'm training myself to get past the fourth gag reflex of a sword swallower, which is the retch reflex. And having a sword on the bottom of your stomach, which is not supposed to be there.
Right.
And your body is telling you, get it out. And I'm trying to train my body.
So you've
not
got to
do
train.
that.
Yeah, you've got to have yourself conditioned so that you're able to surpass that time limit of that gag reflex or whatever it is.
Yes.
Wow.
So I've been
you've
training
got
myself lately
Some
to-
serious Dr. Strange mental powers over there. That's awesome, dude. Talking with Tristan, again, part of the troupe here of Vaudeville Entertainment. Definitely a talented group of people. And again, it's highly eclectic. You're not going to see this everywhere else you go. But again, like we were saying back in the day, this was the only way to see entertainment. You couldn't
Right.
look at your phone.
Absolutely.
You couldn't turn on America's Got Talent. Turn that remote control up. You couldn't do all that stuff. But so now I love that there's kind of this resurgence or this new retro kind of a feel in that. So in saying all of that, what's a good way for people to get involved with what you're doing? Go to a web page, a Facebook page. Do you have a Facebook page?
I have
What's
a Facebook.
Okay, what's a good
Tristan Clark.
Tristan Clark.
That's
Okay.
TRY.
Google that right now.
There you go.
Also, my stage name is Twisted Tristan.
Twisted Tristan.
You can find many things on
Twisted
YouTube.
Tristan. Hey, let's do a radio spot for you. Twisted Tristan at Maxine's on Shine.
Coming right back at you.
Coming right back at you. Oh, see, you do good. You do DJ work? No?
I have actually. At a
Oh,
strip
really?
club. So
What
I
is
got to
it?
do all that fun stuff.
Oh, cool. So, now, do you still look at traveling with troops? What's kind of your involvement with where and when you do this?
I've traveled all over the country.
Yeah.
I just on St. Patty's Day, I was in Georgia for a chicken festival, and I did sword swallowing and fire play. And New Year's Eve, I was in Richmond, Virginia, performing, which is when I first did the Straight Jacket Escape Sword Swallow. First time I had ever attempted to do it.
So, what's a chicken party? Is that what you
A
said?
chicken festival.
Oh, chicken festival.
It was in the middle of Georgia.
Okay, I guess
so
that, no
they were
more.
really
you don't
excited
need
about
to
their
say.
chickens.
Yeah,
and for
it's
some reason, they hired a sideshow.
Okay, makes sense. It seems to all come together, I guess, when you say it's in Georgia. But anyway,
Georgia's fun.
Georgia's fun. Anything can happen. Anyway, speaking with Tristan Clark, again, Vaudeville Entertainment Troupe, you're a badass dude.
Thank you.
Keep pushing forward, and that's what we love to do here is throw a little weight, and so you shine a little light, amplify what people are doing. So, what we're going to do, I guess, let's go. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, that's
Roxanne
happening. That's
is
happening
like
right now.
dancing on the bar up there. Oh, my goodness. She's belly dancing. What's happening? Why am I sitting here? All right, anyway,
Talking
I
to
don't
me.
know. Well, wait. We have another beautiful performer over here. And I guess, can we go to you right now? Can you hang out? Yeah? All right, good deal. Tristan, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. All right. Now, our lovely friend over here, tell us a little bit about yourself. Oh, hold on. Let me turn up the microphone. Duh. Oh, she said turn me on. Okay. There. Did that do it? Are you there?
Tune in Tokyo.
Oh, there you go. All right, good deal. That was wonderful. All right, good deal. So what's your name again?
I'm Cabana Macabre, the Siren of the Swamp.
Beautiful. Wonderful. And your outfit is divine.
Aw, thanks. What's left of it.
Yeah. So what do you, how did you first get involved with Vaudeville Troupe or your particular talent? What's your particular talent that you bring to the table here?
Well, I got my start as an opera performer.
Really?
And yeah, I studied opera in college.
Wow.
And I got my start singing at funerals. And
wow, like sad music, kind of.
Basically, I got hired to sing an Ave when I was 15.
Okay.
And then people started giving me money.
Wow.
And I thought, I can make money singing Ave Marias at people's funerals.
Wow.
So then I became a mortician who sang at everyone's
Interesting.
funeral.
Oh my gosh, you were double dipping.
Yeah, I studied
Okay.
opera and mortuary science.
Oh, wow.
And through the funeral crowd, I got to meet sideshow people.
Interesting.
And so I've spent a lot of time standing very still while knives were being thrown at me.
Oh, wow. That's scary as hell.
Or holding a cigarette between
I
my
can't-
teeth while someone whips the flame
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
And
Wow. Okay.
yeah, so I don't perform death-defying acts,
You're
but
kind of the
I stand very
accoutrement,
still.
as it
Yes.
were. But you're also very talented as a singer, it sounds like, because singing Ave Maria is not easy. I mean,
It depends on the Ave.
that's
Some
a-
of them are very easy.
Yeah.
And some of them are not.
Okay, fair enough. Do you sing in other languages as well?
Most of the time, yes.
Yeah, because that is in Italian. I think it's Ave Maria, right?
Ave Maria is in Latin and Italian.
Latin.
It depends on the Ave.
Okay.
But yeah, it depends.
So that's very cool. So what you brought to the table here tonight, what was your performance tonight?
Tonight I performed Edith Piaf's Padam Padam.
Wow.
And then a song called Girl with One Eye by Florence and the Machine.
Oh, wow. That's so awesome. So you love to kind of bring the old and the new kind of
Yes.
together in this,
Yes.
frothy sensation of performance. So,
Yeah.
well, I guess with the fact that you're standing still a lot, are you very emotive when you get the chance to be, or you try to keep that serene?
I was only staying still tonight
Yeah.
because I was worried that the stage had come apart beneath my feet, but I
Okay.
had actually just fallen between the carpet.
Oh, no.
My stiletto got caught between the two
no.
carpets.
Oh, no.
And so I planted thinking that I was holding two slats together because
Oh,
I thought it
wow.
was going to fall.
Wow.
So
Harriet Prentice. There he is. HP Photography.
the man
What's up, brother?
himself.
What's up? Yeah, he's great, man. I love him. Doing great, buddy. Good to see you. Be safe tonight.
you.
All right. Give us what's the best way for people to get connected with you, with what you want to do? Do you work exclusively with Vaudeville Entertainment? Or
I do not. I perform with everybody. I'm a free agent. And so in Orlando in particular, you can find me with Big Bang Boom. You can find me
Okay.
with Varieties.
Wow.
And Emerald City Cabaret.
Yeah.
Blacklist Babes Cabaret.
Varieties does the thing out at the venue
Yes.
periodically, right? Okay.
Yes, that
Very
is
cool.
that was started by the owner of the venue, Blue Star.
Yeah, Blue Star. That's great.
And we are as a group, Varieties. We are actually going to Edmonton Fringe this
Really?
August with a show that I'm doing.
That's
with
Canada, right?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's a big one.
So I'm really excited.
Wow.
I
Well, congrats.
haven't been back to Canada in a very long time.
Where are you from originally? Did I miss that?
You didn't ask.
Okay.
It's okay.
There you go. I didn't ask.
No. Now, I was born in California to a Canadian mother and a Mexican father, so I've spent a lot of time
you are
around
like
both borders.
You are this continent. You represent this.
I'm so
whole entire
American.
thing.
I
Yeah,
grew up
yes,
speaking
North
Franglish
American
and
co-
Spanglish.
Franglish. That's funny. So cool. So what kind of things, like we just asked Trish, are there things kind of that you kind of have on your wish list to do in the regards of kind of your career? Or where do you want to work with David Lynch? What
Yes.
kind of thing? Yeah, you want to? All right, let's make it happen. Put it out in the universe.
No. Oh,
you want to work with David
How
Lynch?
did you know?
Okay. I don't know. I just was
David
guessing,
Lynch
but-
is probably my favorite
Yeah.
person on this planet.
Yeah.
And I routinely perform as characters from Twin Peaks and
yeah, see,
yes,
that's awesome.
I actually won
So
Miss
you would-
Twin Peaks 2017
Wow.
last year at there was this big Twin Peaks event maybe I would say last September or so.
Okay.
And yeah, I ran for Miss Twin Peaks and I won.
Wow.
And,
Congrats.
yeah, one of my dreams, I do really want to perform with the Pink Room Burlesque up in
Yeah.
New York because
Okay.
they're an exclusively David Lynch burlesque. And so I
So
feel like
that's
I could-
kind of what you would love to say, hey,
Oh,
hit
yeah.
me up.
Well, I mean, and someday I want him to look at me and,
Yeah.
and just say,
I say, I need you for this.
oh, that's the kind of girl I want.
Yeah.
I want him to say
no
that.
doubt. Well, drop your stuff again. They're calling you up there, but drop your, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
I am Cabana Macabre on Instagram, one word. You can also find
Cabana
me.
Macabre.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm also on Facebook. Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and
Beautiful.
yeah, pretty easy to find me.
Remarkable. Well, great. It's been a great session. Thank you so much for being able to come out and
All
speak
right.
with us. Go up there. There's
To
a
the
big,
stage.
to the stage. You got to kind of wrap up there. It is the JB Rev Show. # Maxine's After Dark 4. We're sitting outside in a beautiful little setup here in the outside. So, of course, most of everybody is inside enjoying the show that is this that's going on here this evening. And again, it sounds like they're going to repeat and do this over and over again, which is great. So you may have a chance to see this down the line in the future. Again, go to our website, WJBW. We work to cross-promote, cross-pollinate the people here in Orlando that are working hard and, doing something authentic, original. So in that spirit, in that veins, Kevin Maines, I guess it was a couple times ago, was here with us. So we're going to bust into a song led by Eugene Snowden, Trouble on My Mind. It is the JB Rev Show. We'll be right back.
Trouble on my mind ever since my woman left town. Trouble on my mind ever since my woman left town. If I can't walk this line, trouble's gonna find me deep down in the ground. Ain't got no money, I got this pistol in my hand. Ain't got no money, but I got this pistol in my hand. Well, I don't wanna hurt nobody, I got mine and the Lord won't understand. Reckon I'll go down, find an arrow stars in her eyes. Reckon I'll go down, find a girl with stars up in her eyes. I don't wanna love you, baby, tell you lies and make you wanna cry. Well, I'm bad news in the morning, bad news at night, baby. You won't see me coming through the blinding light. Now I'm going down the river, oh, gonna lay my burden down. till I'm out of time. Till I'm out of time. Till I'm out of time, baby. My time. Trouble on my mind ever since my woman left town. Trouble on my mind ever since my woman left town. If I can't walk this line, trouble's gonna find me deep down in the ground.
Just let me be, 'cause I get so tired, 'cause I get no sleep. No, no, turn me loose, the desert down to the sea. All I need is what I got, and I got all I need. Yes, I got all I need.
WJBW Orlando, the very first quasi-radio web show.
Oh my gosh, what's up? The JB Rev Show, WJBW Networks. This is historical. I'm sitting outside of Maxine's on Shine, and the performers from Vaudeville Entertainment are now standing outside in the middle of the street, lighting up incredible sequence where she is now fire dancing. This is incredible. Bravo. All right. So Kurt's going to be over here. There's a bunch of people out here now witnessing, and obviously you're seeing this on Facebook. It's remarkable. And she has 2 batons that are lighted up with about 4 or 5 flames on each baton, and she's now engaging the audience with a little bit of fire teasing. Oh no! Now she's looking at me. Okay. Oh no! She's got on somebody's cell phone video. It's incredible out here at Maxine's. I haven't seen anything like this. It's a remarkable event. What a remarkable evening, and they're closing out the Vaudeville Entertainment with an amazing fire dance from Roxanne LeBlanc, who is now just wowing the crowd with her performance art of fire. Now she's going to eat fire? Oh, no, don't eat it. Oh, my gosh. So there's about 40, 50 people out here, I'd say. Kurt's walking over now to help me with a little bit of the color commentary. We're outside of Maxine's on Shine. Maxine's After Dark 4. What a perfect setup, my man. It's remarkable. Yeah, stay near the aloe vera. She is incredible with the fire. Kurt, thanks so much for having us here, man. This is like a unprecedented type of setup here. This is it's like a once in a lifetime type of thing.
The third time's the charm. I think this is our third time here.
Four?
Well, okay, I was going to say in the last year, I think about third. But
recently.
I'll take the 4-leaf clover right after St. Patty's Day.
There you go. That's the perfect way to do it. So she is incredible. She's out here firing. Have you ever had anything as far as she's out in the street a little bit? Have you ever done anything like this before?
She did this last time she was here.
Remarkable.
And so far, the old thing is you don't ask for permission. You just kind of
you
apologize.
Don't worry. Well, it's remarkable.
It is.
But she's not stopping traffic or anything. She's
not at all.
Yeah, she's in a safe area. Oh my gosh. So. She's coming over to us.
She's coming around to the.
She's coming over to us. We're commentating.
You're blowing the show up. It's on fire.
I'm blowing the show up. It is remarkable. So people come to this. It's a sold out event, right? Typically, I can feel the heat of that fire. Oh my goodness!
Just right over your shoulder, right there.
Walking through the crowd safely. Yes, I will say, doing a little bit of fire dancing, and wow, remarkable.
And for her today too, she just got hired as the queen of medieval times.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God!
She is now.
Just today?
Yes.
Roxanne.
She just got the word today.
Wow.
After auditioning. So
remarkable.
This kind of thing is what this woman does for a living, and
dinner theater.
Yes.
Right? I mean, really,
that's
what
really
you
what
put
we're doing
together
tonight.
here is a superlative dinner theater with the ending show outside here with fire dancing, and it's remarkable, man. I feel so honored just to be here. And, the funny thing is we got set up here in the seat, and I'm like, nobody's out here. Everybody's in there watching the show. So the remarkable crescendo of the evening, you had me
you're right here. You're
in
key
the
position, brother. Yes, you're welcome.
That was remarkable.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. Maxine's After Dark 4, a huge success. Vaudeville Entertainment. Those folks do not play around. That was great.
It's a blessing, brother. It really is, and that's just it. As you know, I mean, and we talked about it a little bit earlier on how many wonderful entertainers and performers there are in all of Orlando.
Exactly.
All of us got.
And you guys are a hub in supporting that. That's what I
idea.
love. We have Beth Mckee here who does the la-las to support other female songwriters, and it's just a remarkable sensibility. There's got to be 40 or 50 people kind of mulling about here now. But I guess let's wrap this into kind of a scenario where what is the future for Maxine's? I know at one point you were talking about getting another space or something like that, or entertaining maybe. And
we had considered that, at one time, and really, and that was really kind of focused around the idea of what was it going to take for us to be able to have liquor, because for a night like this, let's just be honest, we want everybody to have the opportunity to have what they want. Hey, if that's what
you
want,
that
kind of
with the meal better. If you
that kind of thing,
Harvey Wallbanger, then so be it.
Man, you just went old school on that. Galliano, and it's crazy. As I was writing up my liquor list last night, I have Galliano with a question mark beside it.
Dude, does anybody know what that is anymore?
Yeah. Well, that was it. A Harvey Wallbanger, and the old drink
Yeah.
Slow, comfortable screw up against the
wow.
wall.
I haven't heard of that in a long time.
Yeah, that's.
I remember
I'm
slow
going
gin fizz.
I'm going
Yeah.
1980s on that one.
Yeah, getting the egg yolk out.
Yeah.
Egg
Don't
white.
get the fizz. Oh, actually, the
slow gin fizz.
Actually, Maxine's entrance, a drink that we're going to have here on our list, is going to have the egg white with it.
Oh,
yes.
really? So
yeah,
like
it's going to be a
old
fizz.
school.
It will be an old school drink.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
we love
incredible.
it.
See, and that's cool too. Now with the liquor, you can do a lot of different stuff with the menu as far as tastes and pairings, because you're the superlative at being able to kind of pair, wine and beer with certain things that are on the menu. So it must be an exciting prospect to think, wow, I can mix these
things,
mojitos,
no, these ingredients.
The Bloody Marys again
Absolutely.
with the beer Bloody Marys here. You've already kind of capitalized on that, and it's remarkable. But
you.
so now to be able to have that Absolute vodka or whatever,
We got the
Grey
full
Goose.
range.
So are you going to have a relative full bar?
Yeah, we will.
wow.
Yeah. Now we're not going to go crazy with like all the old school craft cocktails, and there's a reason for
Okay.
that. I respect all that. I
Right.
really do. I love it,
Right.
and that's what I was brought up on. But the reality is still, first and foremost, we're a restaurant,
Yeah.
and I can't afford to take 10 minutes to make a drink
Right.
behind the bar. So what we're really going to do is we're going to look at classics,
Like
We're gonna-
highballs,
Hey brother, you just hit
Manhattans,
the number one word,
yeah.
highball.
Highball.
That for me, that's it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have really beautiful fresh juices, mixers that we're going to be
Greyhound.
making in house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
salty
got-
dog.
gotta have that.
Yeah.
Oh man, there you go. That's it. And you need it. See, and that's just it, JB.
Yeah.
When you mention a drink like that, a salty dog, and we
Yeah.
think about where we're at. All right, so we're in Central Florida. We got some of the very best citrus in
Yeah.
the entire world.
Yeah.
We think about the salinity of the air around us, that salt rim on
Yeah.
a salty dog.
Yeah.
So we take that grapefruit juice, get your favorite vodka, a little
It's
lick
so
of salt
good.
on the side,
Yeah.
and it just goes hand
And it
in
pairs
hand
together
with
like you
what's-
do a shrimp scampi or some kind of shrimp side with that. It's just remarkable. You
Yeah.
can't beat that.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. You almost hit the head on the nail on what I had last night after we were at City Hall, and we went to another great restaurant downtown, SoCo, Chef Greg Ritchie.
Oh, wow.
And we stopped by there to have a couple cocktails, and I had a sour based drink to go along with my pecan crusted red snapper.
Damn.
And it was just phenomenal.
It sets it
Loved
off.
it. It does.
Yeah.
It does. So just giving people
And
options
you're not
and choices.
you're not necessarily saying drink to get slot like 3-for-1 drinks, ladies' nights. It's really
not-
more kind of the pure essence of a dining experience.
That's
You want to
it.
be able to pair a cocktail, a glass of wine, something delicious with the meal. That's going to accentuate it and pop it.
You really do, and that really goes back to the idea that hey, if you and me were hanging out, and we had Beth here, and we took a crew
Yeah.
that was here hanging out with us, and all of us said, hey, it's all cool for having, hey, we're all good with beer and wine, but one person said, you know what? But by the way, I only drink vodka, or I only drink tequila. Well, now, and that's what we've been saying for a long time. Now people are going to be able to have the complete freedom of
And that's
choice on
brilliant.
what they want.
I mean, and it's true. You've got to be able to trust the actual patrons' taste and fulfill it.
Yep.
You can't say nope. You can't get that here. Yeah. Now,
Otherwise,
can
you move
get
on to
that
someplace
here.
else.
Well, and
what's-
that's just it. Yeah. I mean, so you guys do superlative food. So I'm super excited with this announcement of
Thank you.
what's going to be coming. Dude, it's a big deal. Well, to
It
me,
really is.
It's freaking awesome because, like I was saying, you guys perfected kind of not necessarily. It had alcohol in it. It was a Bloody Mary. It was a beer in the Bloody Mary, and that was delicious. A smoky beer, kind of. I think it was.
Well, that was the floater on the Warning in the Morning, which is our salute to Old Navy guys. Red at night, sailor's delight. Red in the morning, sailor's warning.
Yeah.
And Old Navy phrase. And we put beer on top of the Bloody Mary. We actually did have a wine-based vodka in there.
Okay.
It just wasn't. It wasn't the full.
Yeah.
The full deal.
The full deal.
Yeah, that a lot of people have a chance. But now
Yeah.
that's about to change.
Yeah, and that's remarkable.
In about 2 weeks.
Hey,
yeah.
come here and get a straight up Bloody Mary with your brunch. Delightful prospect at that. So again,
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact again you're so open and gracious to have us back here each time and time again. So thank you
brother.
for doing that, man. Yeah. Well, I want to see if now there's somebody here that I want to see if we can talk with, and maybe you can help me make it happen.
Yeah, who's that? Who you wanna
she's
talk
the
to?
one that played Josephine.
Yeah, Tamisha
And
Harris. She just came in from
Tush.
Broadway. Yep,
Tamisha. Tush.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
told-
yeah.
she said to call
yeah.
her.
She was
Yeah.
off Broadway for for Josephine, and she was up there and performed for an extensive period of time. And she just had a big benefit show the other night to raise money for the Fringe Festival for this year, and performed at the Plaza at Bumby. And there were about almost 1,000 of us there to watch that show.
Yeah,
you know
that
what?
was sold out at the Plaza.
It
right?
was.
Yeah,
it was awesome. Yeah, Blue and the ladies from the Peekaboo Lounge did an opening act and show inside, all about cabaret. Was phenomenal. And then Tush took the stage and with the full band, and she just crushed it. You know, we're going to get her out here for you.
Yeah, I think it'd be
you want me to run inside and go do that?
Well, let's do this. I'm going to bust away to a little bit of Leisure Chief. You like those guys, right? A little jazzy here in Orlando. Yeah, Leisure Chief, they rock and roll. So we're going to bust over to that, kind of keep the flow bumping and moving here. It's Maxine's on Shine, Maxine's After Dark. Hell yeah, we're outside for the very first time. Just saw an epic fire dancing show. Kurt, hang tight. We're going to get some more talented people here and kind of wrap things up.
Right on, brother.
20 million up and rising higher. 20 million people can't get no lower. You go every smart, just sing from work. Heaven only knows what you reach, what you sow and win the lottery.
The electronics is so predominant that people would really prefer that.
Oh, my goodness. Welcome back. It is the JB Rev Show, WJBW Network's always proud to do what we do, and especially when we're live and out in person. We're sitting here outside of Maxine's After Dark 4, and we're very privileged to be able to kind of connect with somebody who's been here in the Orlando scene, pushing forward for 20-plus years, and now I know you by Tush. And who are you? Give us who you are.
My name is Tamisha Harris.
Yes, ma'am.
But I go by Tush. And yes, I've been here since, 96, I think it was. What? How do you know?
Local legend.
What you know?
Local
My
legend,
first job.
Tush.
Oh, yeah, my friend.
Yeah, do it. Let's flow with the rap.
My first job was working with NSYNC. I helped them boys get some rhythm.
Yeah, well, no doubt. Well, you see, and that's what I love is a lot of people in Orlando, they're busting ass and trying to make something happen, and they're pushing forward, and they may or may not get the recognition they deserve. And I know recently I heard about a great event at the Plaza you were involved in, and I don't know a whole bunch of your history, but that's kind of what we do. So we can spend about 10, 15 minutes kind of learning about you. Right. That's what I would love to do. So you're an actress. You're a performer, a singer. I'm sure you're multi-talented in many regards.
All the facets.
But give us about an overview of kind of how you started or how you got involved with kind of what you're doing now, and then bring us up to current date.
Goodness, let's see. So I moved here in 96.
Wow.
Give or take. My first professional job was pretty much assistant choreographer for NSYNC.
Wow.
Helped
That's
out,
remarkable.
did a little bit. I was doing assistant, so don't get twisted. She's on the side.
Oh, do you remember Obi?
Obi.
From
the radio station.
Not that Obi.
Not that Obi.
No, there was somebody else. Anyway, all right, sorry, go ahead. I
Maybe?
knew this girl named Sally Ann that worked with the transcontinental people back in the. Anyway, all right, that's never there. I'm bringing us aside. Go ahead, back to you. Back to you.
Yes.
Never mind me.
So I was kind of sprinkled throughout all throughout transcon history in a sense, and
All right.
all throughout Orlando. I kind of worked at Disney, but anyway, worked at Universal.
wanna
I
talk
still
about that?
that's the thing. Let's see. So, but I kind of worked around as many.
Yeah.
Productions and learned as many things as I could. A lot of crafts, a lot of honing, a lot of taking times. I had a music group called Urbanesque.
Okay.
It
sounds.
was kind of urban. It was 4 girls.
It sounds awesome.
We were pretty dope, and pretty fly. There's still people out in the community now. There's Honey La Rochelle.
Oh my God!
And then there's Live Heart.
Okay.
Live
so
Heart's
you were
still
in,
local.
You were in a group with Honey La Rochelle?
Sure was.
Yeah, we played her music on some
Oh,
of
no
our
way!
programs. Yeah, we love her. And
that's wifey right there.
Yeah. So she's in California, I think, right? Yeah.
She was just here a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
We go way back.
Wow.
Me and Honey. There was a bunch of us that moved here. There was about 30 people that I knew from El Paso, Texas that moved here.
Okay.
And we all have kind of scattered now, but it was an amazing time to have that kind of a family here. And it was growing, and it's going to be the next Hollywood, and it's boom, bam, bam, and it was great. So, yes, moving on forward, I did music groups. I did tours. I had a TV show. I did a movie or
What do you mean? What TV show? You had a TV show?
Well, it was a crazy little TV show called The Health South Go For It Road Show.
Okay.
Oh, and we were on USA Today and ABC Family.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? Kind of random.
Yeah.
Kind of random.
Right. I mean, that's totally wholesome from the...
Totally wholesome. We were kind of like a Double Dare mixed with Jeopardy kind of a question thing. And it was also a touring company.
Oh, wow.
And then this one person got involved, and it turned to the dark side.
Oh, no.
Not the good, bad dark side, but just awful side. Hello, lovely.
Maxine just showed up.
Hey, Maxine.
She's been here all night.
Right.
She
She's
just
like, what do
popped
you
out
mean?
of nowhere.
What do you mean?
No.
I go here.
Yeah. Like she hasn't been here. I'm just like, oh, she just showed up. No,
You're in my
she's
seat.
been here. Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
So, yeah, tours, this, that, and the other, and working with Blue.
Yeah.
I've known Blue for about 15
Yeah,
years.
they do. And that's a
Over at
good
the
thing to
venue.
say too, because we've tried to set up a session with her throughout the last couple of years, and I'll talk to my manager, do all this, and she is just straight up busy, as I'm sure you are as
don't
well. She is just straight up
what-
busy. One time I saw her at the damn Baja Burrito Kitchen, just going in and out. And she, I'm going to France or something like that. I was like, I'm
she
going
was
to
doing
Europe,
ship
and I was like, oh
shows.
damn! So we can't do the interview, but yeah.
You
So I'm
know.
so honored and privileged you're able to chat with us here because I didn't understand what kind of it takes in the regards of being able to keep persisting forward and forward and forward and everyone we've spoken with tonight has to have a vision that is not necessarily contingent upon shit actually being there. You got to see shit that's not
gotta
there,
see it that's
right?
not there
I mean,
and
and you
move-
got to
go
be able
past
to
it.
make it happen. From Kurt with Maxine's on Shine to your career to Beth Mckee, who was here, and all the
Love
performers
her.
that we spoke with tonight. So, so kudos to you for keep moving forward. Now, I guess kind of moving into, did a little bit here. Was there a relative amount of gravity that was added to your career in any, portion of the last 10 years or so?
Gravity, like.
Well, I mean, like right now, we're talking with people and, oh my gosh, she was sold out show at the Plaza and done all this stuff. And you came from a show in New
Broadway.
York. I
Can
mean,
we
it
just say
sounds like
Broadway?
you got
Off
tons
Broadway?
of gravity
I'd
right
say
now.
off Broadway.
So, I mean,
Off
is it
Broadway.
like now, just now,
I'm
kind of things are
projecting
blooming up for
Broadway.
you? Or,
Yes, this project that we have, Josephine, the play.
okay, yeah, so let's talk a
So
little
Josephine, the play, was created as a vehicle for me to be able to showcase my talent.
Yeah.
I can dance,
Oh, wow.
and I can sing, and I can act, and I have great
Triple-
stage presence.
triple threat.
I enjoy working with people and looking in people's eyes and making
Yeah.
taking them to a place for that hour and a half or whatever the time may be.
Yeah.
And it was created by a local savant, genius, Todd Kimbrough, and Michael Marinaccio and myself. We were able to take it around the world and travel. We're going international next year. Come on. Anybody knows anybody international? Bring it.
Yeah, there you go. Put that out into
Put
the
that out.
universe.
Come
Yeah,
on, because
no
it's
doubt.
time to travel. The story about Josephine Baker is kind of timeless. And she never got the just due that she deserved
Yeah.
while being here, and had to go to France. She was born here, had to go to France, become an international superstar, go back and forth. America hates me, the French love me. It was an amazing time for her. But she came back after serving in the French Resistance, and she was part of the civil rights movement, and all kinds of things in her life really speaks to what's happening kind of in our climate today.
With the Me Too
With
kind
the
of a
Me
movement and the
Too
youth
and
rising
the
up and
LGBT
Yeah.
side, she was kind of openly sexual, fluid,
Mm-hmm.
fluid. And she identified as yes,
As yes. Sure. Let's go.
That's great. She identified as let's do it.
Yes. Okay.
That's awesome.
I love that smile in her eye, the twinkle in her eye when she talks about playing that role.
But see, but this is a great kind of a juxtaposition of a kind of where people are at right now, and that's what we've been talking about a little bit tonight. You come out to Maxine's, you've got to put your phone down and see a damn show. You got to appreciate the person that's in front of you,
Enjoy it.
and not have your phone up necessarily all. Now, if somebody's dancing with fire, the phone is okay. Right. You don't see that all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's nighttime, and that's awesome. So, but what I like, to hear too from you is. Throughout the course of your career, are you looking at things that you haven't done that you want to do? I'm sure you're kind of all up in this particular opportunity where you created this specific show for you to really venerate Miss Baker.
Mhm.
And I think,
and it's such a great story to
from
do.
what I can tell, I mean, you're even dressed in the garb kind of now.
You know what? I didn't even
You've
think
got
about
the
it. I
vibe.
saw
You got that vi-
Vaudeville Entertainment,
Yeah.
and I normally I'm in the shows, so I would be dressed up or have something to do with it. And I don't know how not to
Yeah.
put some sort of pizzazz into an.
You've got to have this
outfit.
aura. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
definitely have that about you. So let's talk a little bit more about the show. So you're traveling all around the world doing the show, Josephine Baker, kind of a soliloquy, a one-person kind of event.
biopic. Is
a
one
biopic,
person.
that's a good way to say it. Okay.
A one-person burlesque cabaret dream play. So you get a little bit of everything. You get the cabaret aspect. You get a history lesson. You get a burlesque aspect, and it tells you a little about and it tugs on your heartstrings. It speaks to, like I said, what's happening now as far as tolerance and equality. Some racial tensions that are probably just as heavy as they ever were.
Right.
What else? It kind of
a whole lot of entertainment, quite honestly. I mean, it really what was really kind of fun, if I could just break in for just a second, and being able to see that performance
you got to
the other night.
Show just
yeah,
recently.
Maxine and I got to go the other night, and
we added a band, an orchestra, a mini orchestra, which always
fantastic. But it's amazing to see the power that this woman had and her showmanship, and the fact that she didn't care to ever hide herself from any angle that was of interest to her. Whatever interested her,
she was doing her.
That was it.
Like,
and that really comes through.
That
comes through in the performance. It's fantastic,
and that's bold and brave, because at the time, like we were saying, it's like that was not necessarily encouraged. Oh, be yourself. It's like be what we want you to be.
Be what you want to be. So she had to go to a whole other continent to be able to be herself and figure out who she wanted to be.
And Maxine's making a great point too about that, and it's also about putting on a different face, or in your case, a lot of different clothes or lack thereof when you're doing the show. The amount of times that she changed her outfits and the things that she went through and the way that she would work through them, and it just moves.
It
and
sounds
to me,
like a masterful performance.
It is. It absolutely is. I highly encourage anybody, if you get a chance to see her do this.
People in earshot that are listening to this or on the playback, what's the best way to get them to go to this show? Are you still going in rotation? You guys still have future dates coming up, or what's the best way?
We do have future dates. JosephineThePlay.com.
JosephineThePlay.com.
Google that right now. JosephineThePlay.com.
All right, good. JosephineThePlay.com.
And we have our little calendar. We've got a full summer booked.
Wow, congrats.
Taking a little break, going to Indiana kind of next couple weeks and so.
We might have a little splash of Josephine the Play, but just maybe a little segment of Josephine appearing here at Maxine's on Shine.
Wow, that's super exciting.
In fact, there's a meeting that's happening tomorrow.
That may come.
Was that tomorrow?
Okay.
What time?
Tomorrow.
So I'm not late.
We don't want to jinx it. All right. Well,
so I'm not late. Okay.
Well, good. Well, you see, what's awesome too is you've got when somebody talks about a couple decades here in Orlando trying to make something happen. I love the fact that you're saying, "Hey, I started doing stuff with NSYNC. They were huge, right?" And it's like you're learning laterally from what they were doing, but now you're kind of in. And I would love to hear you sing. Do you have solo stuff outside of this performance? Do you have like music that you produce? Because you look like you can sing.
Look like I should.
You look like you're from Destiny's Child, or what was that other band? Expose. No, they were just here. Expose. Yeah, they were just here recently.
They're just
in Orlando.
here?
I think they were, right?
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, Hard Rock. Anyway, I thought I saw that. Anyway, I might be wrong, but I love that whole sound, and like what Janelle Monáe is doing.
She's
in the
brilliant.
regards of hello. Is that you? Oh, okay.
Which
I'm
one
like,
is
damn.
it?
I'm looking at a picture like, hey now. Okay.
Everybody that didn't get to see that was from when she was here and doing a little burlesque for us, as we do at Maxine's.
See, and I love that.
Is that
too,
you? Is that all of you?
Because
yes,
it's like you're bringing back this retro feel, but making it, because it is totally pertinent today. Where people didn't maybe understand what people are doing in Washington or D.C. or what have you. Oh, are you going? Oh my God! Okay, all right, Maxine. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for
hosting
tonight.
us.
Go get some sleep.
Oh my gosh. That was awesome. So these guys are both incredible.
Yeah,
they work together, put together a wonderful environment here. But anyway, so back to you. I'm all pontificating and Janelle Monáe. But what I love to do is throw people, and encourage people to kind of go and support what we have here going on in Orlando, which is a bunch of talent, people making great stuff happen.
Gosh.
So who are some of the people here in Orlando, Blue, that you work
Beth,
with in regard to?
Oh gosh!
Are there some? Yeah, but are there some, like, do you know Michael Wanzi? I said that name earlier.
Wanzi.
Yeah, and he's been kind of a pioneering force in, making stuff happen, giving performance art, the option to make stuff happen. And I love that Maxine's is associated with kind of this playhouse feel, because back in the day, like, this used to be a grocery, and the back was the bad girls' chapel to get married and stuff like that. So you can even have that same kind of sensibility of the 40s. Yeah, same kind of a deal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are there places here or people here in Orlando, is there stuff that you want to do or people you want to work with that you'd say, hey, ring me up, or hey, let's kind of make this happen? Because a lot of the times, if you don't talk about it, it doesn't come into fruition.
It doesn't get to happen.
Nobody's
thinking. Right.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I always wanted that. I've always wanted to have that camaraderie in Orlando, and some old friends of mine started this one group called OMIS, which was Orlando's Mass of Individual Scribes.
Oh, that's cool.
And watch is gonna now. Don't take it because
Now
it's
they're gonna
mine.
take it.
It's how I got this.
Digital copyright.
Digital
There
copyright.
you go.
2018. And to be able to have a place where we could all come together and share some ideas and help grow Orlando. Culture and things. So yes, and for me right now, the venue, which is waiting to get rebuilt.
Yeah, what's going on? So they've got to
still
level
there.
all that
It's-
because of development, or
well, we're getting gentrified or it's not
Gentrified,
It's-
okay.
It's getting a new development complex.
Yeah, so they're
right?
gonna build
but
this
they're
huge
building a venue.
20-story building. Oh, so they're keeping the space, but then rebuilding the
They're
venue.
going to keep the venue. They're going to
Okay.
the venue is going to be rebuilt over there.
Oh,
they just haven't started it yet.
Oh no.
Oh no! I heard there's a back wall. So it's in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
The venue won't be exactly where it was, but it'll be still in the Ivanhoe hood, and I just know that that's a place that people are going to be able to come.
It's going to be so
and
busy there.
It's going to be busy, and it's going to be great. It's a great location.
Yeah.
It's good for Orlando. It's good for people to realize that we don't live out in Disney. We
Right.
don't live out there. We live here,
Right.
and we need to support locally.
Yeah, what's
here.
going on here?
What's going on here?
There's
dozens
of shows any weekend that
Oh,
are
gosh.
put on by locals
and I really want to
independents.
find a way to do it so that I don't have to rely on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because if you're
Yeah,
not
like
getting
some
the
kinda
clicks or the
guild,
algorithms or this,
almost.
like a guild, like something.
Yeah, like a guild. yeah.
Because damn, I want to know what's happening. But if I'm not on Facebook every day, then and maybe that's my old lady social media anxiety of. Fuck that. But
Say it as it is.
You're like, okay,
like you do it any other way. Yeah.
I'm like, but I would love to get some sort of notification. Okay, these shows are happening, or this is kind of a thing, or this is and maybe we can make that happen now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
well, that's a good kind of a thing to work forward to, because as people kind of backfill the talent pool here, there's got to be, you're a mentor whether you know it or not. So thank you, because again, that's it's very commendable that you keep driving and moving forward, and that's kind of why we created this local legends session, because people need to hear it. You're
need to hear
badass.
it. You understand?
You're
We are
badass,
here.
dude. Yeah, don't stop moving forward.
I've
So
loved
thank you.
Orlando because of the people.
Yeah.
And they motivate me.
Everybody's super supportive.
Super
They come see
supportive
your
when
show.
they can,
Yeah.
and if we get jaded by that, we're going to be screwed. So just keep coming out. Keep doing that. Keep making it alive. Keep making it the cool place that it is.
There
And
you
it
go.
doesn't have to be about those other juggernauts that
Be
are
spontaneous.
Be
yeah.
spontaneous,
Not
yo.
a canned cookie cutter kind of a performance.
We're not that
It's
city.
raw. It's
We
organic.
are raw,
Free
organic.
range.
Get
Hashtag
it.
Beth Mckee.
Go.
Right, there you go.
Free range. Beth
Hashtag
Mckee.
Buck Wild. Hashtag Maxine's After Dark.
Swamp
for-
Sisters Lala. Tush in the house.
Yeah,
What?
there you go. There you go. Tush. We are speaking with Tush right now. Hashtag local legend just declared her so and gave her our humble title. So thank you so much. I hope in the future we'll stay connected, be able to help amplify whatever you're doing. We do this every single week.
Most
So
definitely.
so I appreciate you.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much. It's a pleasure.
Kurt,
Yes,
you rock
brother.
the house, man.
Thank you, brother.
I am so happy for all of your growth and success here and all of the legislation. This man's all Mr. Politics. Yeah,
Yes.
pushing forward.
Oh my gosh. I want to start
Making,
having
uh,
like forums.
rules.
So we're going to talk later.
We will.
Oh, see, this might be the perfect place to kind of
place to
coalesce
have
that
a-
guild.
Yeah,
we're talking about. I love it.
Do,
I
do,
love
do.
it.
Working hard in
Making it
Orlando.
happen. You're awesome. Live, Maxine's on Shine. Any closing thoughts or sentiments over there, Mr. Kurt?
Yeah, just again, a continued thanks to everybody in Orlando when we have an opportunity to have a roundtable just as this. And
Yeah.
you folks are out there sitting and listening. It's because you truly believe in the city beautiful. And as we do continue to move everything forward, if you would, you probably could, so you damn well should get an idea done.
Damn
And whether
Get it
it's the
done.
creative arts or you got something you want to have happen, I'm just saying we personally can attest to 6 years of working on a system,
No
and we
doubt.
just got a bill signed by the governor on Friday. and it's helping out the city.
doubt.
And thank you for that. But it's this. I have never been more proud of the City Beautiful than I am today, and I'm not as proud today as I'm going to be tomorrow because we can continue to get wonderful things done. And brother, you helping to bring the message out there is a great way to do it all the way around. So we appreciate you, and it's been and that's where it's at, is you right here at our place, and that should be happening a little more. So I'm just going to call you out on that.
Well, maybe we'll set up a kind of a more of a quarterly.
A quarterly thing.
We should do a quarterly thing from here, because this is the first time I'm doing it outside. Hey, Spencer, thank you, brother.
Nice
You
job,
rock.
man.
Thank you, brother.
Sir. Thank you. One of our amazing performers tonight, illusionist, magician, Spencer.
I know, he
tonight
spoke
was
to
in
us
the
a
house,
little bit about hypnotism, which was interesting. And now I have
that why
to
I wanna
close this
follow
so
him?
I can lay this egg. I have to close this episode.
So my pillow can hypnotize me here.
Yeah,
shortly.
that's right. But we will come out here quarterly if we can, because now this is the first time we've ever done this outside, right? And so on a beautiful night like this, we can keep making this kind of thing happen and talk with more of the talent that comes through here. And anyway, I am JB Webb at Radio JB Webb on Twitter. I want to thank all of our guests this evening that have been a part of what we do. Keep punching, moving forward the original content, but shining a light on people that are making a difference here in Orlando, softly, quietly, confidently, humbly moving forward. And that's everybody we've had on this fine program this evening. So again, thank you to the both of you within eye distance, and thank you to all of you out there within ear distance. Keep rocking steady, share the show, love and respect each other. Closing out with a little bit of Leisure Chief. We'll see you next week.
Take it as it is, nothing more to do. Live and leave it behind. Breathing in and out, you move along, you've only got to feel the passing time. It'll be fine, it'll be fine, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. Feel the pace. make it through the weekend as we drift into tomorrow. When you're living on a low end, find a beat that you can follow. Oh, we are people trying to have a good time. Games of nothing in our own mind.
The electronics is so predominant that people would really prefer that.